the players are in the lobby. Let's see who's going to be the first one to take a win in the inaugural match for the main league. Here we got two new teams. We got Team Clarkee and Flu Esports Pink. If you guys do not know these teams, it's going to be, you're going to eventually find out who they are throughout this season. Clarkee was on Team Orange, the best Academy team to come out of Academy last season. However, sadly, he wasn't able to continue teaming with the team he wanted to, and he's now going to be teaming up with Cabbage and Itsuki, who did not play last season. Cabbage, of course, was a sub and started off on Team Cyan, but ended up getting removed from the roster. But now we are going to get to see him play with Clarkee and Itsuki now on the field. And of course, we have partnered up with Flu Esports in order to have some of their teams participate in our tournaments. Of course, we saw Flu Esports White participate in the tournament last night, but we're going to see Flu Esports Black and Flu Esports Pink participate in the main league. So it's going to be amazing to see how these teams perform as they go throughout the season. Now we're going to be pushing the ball up the field. Here comes Cracks, new member here from Flu Esports Pink. It's going to be over to Snub. Snub, if you guys do not, actually a fun and interesting fact about Snub, when Mesco and I teamed on Havoc Esports, we usually ran into Snub in ranked all the time. So he's actually somebody who I've seen in ranked a lot. It's going to be great to see him participate in the main league tournament here, at least for tonight. So far, it's still 0-0. The players that we're going to have to watch out for today are probably going to be the likes of Jakey's and Love You. Love You, also known as Cabbage. They are both very mechanical players. Cabbage, known for his ball chasiness. It's going to be insane to see how he performs throughout the night. Now, the ball's going to be over to Itsuki. Ball gets popped up high, back to Snub. Snub over to Cabbage, isn't able to get there. It's going to be back over to Itsuki. Cracks, looks for the ceiling pinch. It's going to get hit past Clarkee. Clarkee tries to maintain possession. Now it's going to be back to Cabbage. Cabbage, the highest ranked player in this lobby. I believe he's gotten up to GC3 in 2s before, but he's definitely going to be trying to use those mechanics, trying to open up some space for his team. In the past, when Cabbage has played in Havoc tournaments, he's been known to not rotate and known not to have any smarts, but he's been putting in the practice, putting in the time, and is now one of the more respected players in Havoc. However, Flu Esports Pink, looking to try and open up the scoring, isn't able to do so, and Itsuki will 50-50 the ball away twice past two players to get them onto the offensive side of the field. It is now 0-0, 2.5 minutes on the clock. Clarkee looks for a pass over and across, and Snub will be the one tasked to air dribble the ball away. Snub into the air, clears the ball past Love You. It's going to be back over to Jakey's. Jakey's looks for the center. Clarkee calls off his teammate. Now he's going to be looking for a 50-50 with 0 boost. Jakey looks to maintain possession, and he's now going to be on his own backboard tasked with possession. Jakey's looks for a possession play, ends up getting dunked on by Itsuki, but Cabbage will get a demo and keep the ball on the opposite side of the field for Team Clarkee. Snub looking to take possession down the field. Looks to pop the ball up. 2 minutes. Cabbage looks at the pass mid to Clarkee. Still 0-0 here in game number 1. This is the inaugural match of Main League Season 6. Who's going to be the one to get the first goal ever on stream? If you guys do not know, you can do !bracket. You should be able to pull up the bracket for tonight. It's going to be a very long bracket, double elimination with 9 teams. Technically, you're supposed to have 10 teams in here, but one of the teams is not able to participate. And for the main league, they will be seeded as the last seed unless other teams sign up later down the line. But Cracks on Flu Esports Pink is going to pick up the first goal for the main league season 6. And look at that, Cabbage almost got back to the ball. Looks like a little bit of a ghost touch, but Team Flu Esports Pink already opening up the scoreline. And it looks like we actually have it looks like the teams joined the wrong team. Looks like our admin did not set the scoreboard name to the right thing, so we'll make sure the names are switched around for production at the end of this. But now it's going to be a minute left on the clock. Snub into the air, looks for the shot. It's going to be a goal for Snub, and Flu Esports Pink is going to open up the scoreline now 2-0. Oh my goodness, this is looking insane. One minute left on the clock. Still 1 minute left on the clock. 2-0 now. Jakey's looks for the center. Looks for a follow-up shot. It's going to be saved away by Cabbage. Cabbage looking for the follow-up, but Cracks is going to get there first. Itsuki pops the ball off the backboard, but Cracks will end up looking for a shot, and Clarkee will get the own goal. 3-0 now for Flu Esports Pink as they are still pushing the ball down the line. Minute left on the clock, 3-0. It's gonna be up to Cabbage here. He's definitely the mechanical one. He has the most experience. He has to try and set up some good goals opportunities for his team. Even though it is a best of 3, no one likes to get perfect swept, so they're going to be looking for a goal here in game number 1. Cabbage into the air, isn't able to get it past Snub, but Clarkee will maintain possession. Ball popped out to the midfield line, and Jakey's will clear the ball away. It's going to be back over to Cabbage. Cabbage gets dunked on by Jakey. Jakey's passed the ball mid, and Snub will put the ball in the back of the net. 4-0. The scoreline, 30 seconds left on the clock, and still, Flu Esports Pink are looking on fire. 30 seconds left. Still, everything is going just fine here for the team in blue. The names are switched around. I do apologize, but by the end of this game, I will be able to switch them around. Ball now back over to the backboard. Over to Itsuki. Itsuki launches the ball down the field, but Jakey's will get it back. Looking to maintain possession. Passes the ball mid, and it's going to be up to Cabbage to try and maintain possession. Back over to Itsuki, looking to try and maintain possession here, but 10 seconds left on the clock, and it looks like the game is going to be over here as 4-0 Flu Esports Pink, looking to get the first ever win here in Havoc Season 6, and the first win for Flu Esports in a Havoc main league. Let's see how it continues to go. There we go. The teams are now on the right side of the field. Let's see how they go. 5 minutes left on the clock on one of my most favorite maps in this entire game, Beckwith Park Stormy. Ball's going to get launched out to the midfield line. Cracks will try to clear the ball over to the side wall. Clarkee trying to maintain possession. Launches the ball down the field. Over to Itsuki. Itsuki trying to maintain possession. Looks for the clear up the field. Levu ends up getting 50-50. He's going to go out to Cracks. Looking for a shot on target. Saved away by Cabbage. Now Snub's going to try and maintain possession here on the opposite side of the field. Snub into the air. Tries to pre-flip back to the ball. And Clarkee will clear the ball away. Ball gets launched out to the side, over to Cracks. Cracks trying to maintain possession. Manages to get the ball over one, and he ends up getting bumped out by Clarkee. Now it's going to be up to Itsuki. Itsuki into the air, maintaining possession. Looking to try and center the ball for his team, but he ends up getting demoed. Remember, Team Clarkee is still yet to score. It's going to be a double demo, or a trade demo, in regards to both of the teams demoing each other. But now it's going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks to the backboard. Passes it over to Itsuki. We'll look to try and maintain possession, but Snub is just faster, but Cabbage is even quicker. And with 0 boost, manages to get the ball all the way to the midfield line and sets up a pass. Clarkee setting up a bounce dribble, but Snub will end up clearing the ball off the top of his car. And Team Clarkee still have yet to score. Cracks with the musty, looks for the double tap, isn't able to get the ball on target. Cabbage has an empty net. Has he missed? Yes, he has. But Snub puts it in the net. That's going to be an own goal. Team Clarkee get their first goal of the series off of an own goal. Snub trying to spawn and get back to it, but the ball wasn't even in. He could have let it roll up the post. But that's going to be goal number 1 for Team Clarkee. Snub ends up getting the ball right back off of a kickoff goal. That's what we like to see. Snub own goaling and then scoring right off the kickoff. We are back to being tied 1-1 here as we're nearing the midway point of game number 2. Remember, if Flu Esports win this, they go on to the next part of the bracket, and then Team Clarkee are going to go down to the losers bracket where they're going to have to fight through some best of ones. Snub pops the ball up. Now it's going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks looks for the shot. It's going to be hit away. Back over to Jakey's. Jakey's trying to maintain possession. Pinches the ball down. Snub passes the ball mid. Chance here for Jakey's. It's empty. Net saved away by Cabbage. Cabbage already picking up the savior medal. Ball's going to be back over to Itsuki. Itsuki manages to get the ball past one, but ends up just going for the boost steal. Snub clears the ball into the offensive corner. Clarkee wasn't able to get the read. Can Snub get the goal? No, Itsuki's going to be there first. Itsuki ends up not being able to get back to the ball. It's going to be up to Cabbage. Pre-flips the ball off the back wall. Ends up getting bumped. Clarkee looks at the beat, but Jakey's on 0 boost. Gets the ball past him, and Itsuki's now going to be tasked with trying to get the ball out of harm's way. Itsuki passes the ball over to Cabbage. Cabbage clears the ball down the field. Jakey's looking to maintain possession. Passes the ball mid. Back over to Clarkee. It's on target, but Snub will get the save away, and Cracks will take possession. And there we go. We got 100. We thank you so much to Win for the 100 bits. Thank you so much for supporting Havoc Esports and therefore support the league by cheering in chat. If you guys do not know, if you use the donation button down below, you will be able to support all the players you have for tonight. So if you want to support the players, you can donate using the donate button, and that will actually go to the prize pool. No donations using the donate button will go to the prize pool for the end of the tournament by playoffs time. Anything in regards to cheering or in regards to subscribing will be put into helping the organization try and run this league better and higher quality. 2 minutes left on the clock, and Team Flute Esports Pink still taking the lead, 1-goal lead. Jakey's looking for the shot, isn't able to get the follow-up, and Cabbage will clear the ball away. Cabbage trying to maintain possession, passes the ball mid over to Itsuki. Itsuki gets B, and Clarkee can't get back to it. Flute Esports Pink now 2-goal lead and 2 minutes away from securing their first sweep in Havoc Season 6. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody who has followed. Thank you to Tunda for the follow, RuRL for the follow, and ZR and Zru for the follow as well. Thank you so much for supporting the organization and therefore the players that participate in this organization. It's been a pleasure casting for you guys over the last 2 days, and I can't wait to see how this season continues to go. Remember, we do have a break week. Nothing is going to happen next week, but in 2 weeks we'll have week 1 of Season 6 starting off for both Academy and Main League. This season is going to be insane. 10 teams minimum right now for Main League, and 8 teams for Academy, and Clarkee will put the ball in the back of the net, bringing it back within 1. Clarkee looks for the shot. It's going to be right over the head of Jakey's. Jakey's ends up being caught right in the middle of the net. And generally when you are on defense, or if you are last man back and have to save a shot, you want to make sure you're on that back post just so you can cover everything. But once you're stuck in that middle of the net, you are officially a sitting duck with your head chopped off, don't know where to go in regards to being able to save any shot that you just... But in regards to defense, if you sit on that back post, you should be able to make it easy. But Jakey's ends up putting the ball right towards his own net, and Clarkee will get his second goal of the game off of a missed touch from Jakey's. Look at this, Jakey's tries to get the save, and he ends up landing on Cracks, and Cracks ends up getting a mistouch. Rather than taking possession, he gives it right back to the other team. Now 3-3 the scoreline. Team Clarkee looking to take their first win in Havoc Season 6. Jakey's right off the kickoff, tries to get the ball, ends up getting demoed by ends up getting the demo on Clarkee as Clarkee gets the save. Ball's going to be back to the midfield line. Snub into the air, looks at the 50-50, isn't able to get there. Now it's going to be back over to Jakey's. Jakey's back to Loveyou. Loveyou trying to take possession here, tries to look for a flick mid, it doesn't have it there. Now with a minute left on the clock, tied 3-3. Who's going to get this win, everybody? Ball bounces out mid, Itsuki will get the goal. Minute left on the scoreline, and they finally, for the first time this series, get the first goal lead they have. Look at that, Itsuki using the Phase Dominus decal, very clean decal. Personally, I love the Ground Zero decals. Speaking of which, everybody, what is your favorite decal now that you can see it in-game? Some of my favorites are Ground Zero and V1, but I know everybody else has some other favorites. What do you guys all think? Clarkee trying to take possession, back to Itsuki. Now over to Snub. Snub tries to pop it over 1. Goes back over to Clarkee. Clarkee flicks the ball over Cracks. Isn't able to get there. Team Flute Esports Pink trying to take the ball back to the opposite side of the field and retie the game. But Team Clarkee, ever since they got the goal lead, they've been playing with loads of confidence. Cabbage taking possession in his back corner. Has a full boost into the air. Goes off the ceiling. Tries to flick the ball down past 1. Isn't able to get it past Snub. Now it's going to be over to Jakey's. Jakey's on 0 boost. Tries to look for the pass mid. Itsuki will get a good touch, and it's going to be over to Clarkee. Clarkee pinches the ball over 1, but now 18 seconds left, and Flute Esports Pink are about to go to a Game 3 unless they can tie it up here before the ball touches the ground at 0 seconds. Ball's going to get hit over Snub, trying to take possession here, trying to do a carry here for his team. Gets the ball past 1, looks at the 50-50 on Cabbage. Jakey's looks for a shot, it's going to be rolling. If the ball touches the ground, the game is over, and it is! We are going to a game of winners round 1, and then we can finally move on to the quarterfinals. Remember, everybody, the losers bracket up into the semifinals will be best of 1, just so we can actually get through this massive tournament tonight. Cabbage looks at the center mid. It's going to be back over to Team Clarkee. Clarkee actually taking possession here. Team captain for Team Clarkee. Looking for the pass mid. Looks for a pass off the backboard. Ends up going to be a whiff from both players, but Cracks will clear the ball away. Cabbage looks for a center mid to Itsuki. Isn't able to get there. Ball off the backboard. Follow from Clarkee, but Snub gets the goal. Snub switching over to the best car in the game, known as the Dominus, will get the first goal. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we like to see. We saw Academy last night. To be honest, Academy completely surprised me. It was very mechanical, very fast-paced, but we definitely see a lot more consistency coming out of these players. Of course, Clarkee playing in Academy last season, but he was the highest-ranked player on his team, and he's setting up another goal here. Clarkee off the backboard to Itsuki, and they will tie up the game here 30 seconds in. Ladies and gentlemen, who do you guys think is going to get this win? Who? Flu Esports Pink or Team Clarkee? Honestly, I'm at a loss for words in regards to knowing who's going to get this win here because it's been so close. Ever since Team Clarkee managed to come back in game number 2, it's only been close games from here on out. And even at the beginning of game number 1, it was 0-0 up until the midpoint mark. Back over to Cabbage. Cabbage pops the ball up high. It's going to be back to Jakey's. Snub into the air, looking to try and get a second goal. Centers the ball mid, backed over to Cracks. Cracks looks for possession. Ball back mid, going to be back to Jakey's. Isn't able to get back to the ball. And now it's going to be back into the hands of Clarkee. Tries to get the boost, and the ball ends up just being able to get the boost. That's going to be a miss from Itsuki, and Jakey's going to land on the ball. Jakey's going to take that free goal any time of the week. It's now going to be 2-1 the scoreline. 4 minutes left on the clock, and Flu Esports Pink looking to try and solidify this game win here. 4 minutes left on the clock. Who's going to get this win here? I honestly do not know, but right now, Flu Esports Pink are definitely putting in a good number. Itsuki ends up missing the ball on the backboard once more, and Jakey will once again get the goal. Deja vu here in the first couple seconds. Jakey's launched the ball off the backboard. Itsuki misses and ends up setting up a free goal here. They may have found a weakness in the team Clarkee defense, and it seems to be all on Itsuki right now. Itsuki's got to make sure he tries to maintain possession off that backboard, or at least get it clear at this moment in time, because right now it's just a little bit of inconsistency that's giving Flu Esports those goals. However, it was a 2-goal deficit in game number 2, and when Team Clarkee managed to come back last time, so let's see if they can do it once more. We still have more than half the game left to go, but Jakey's will pick up a hat trick. 4-1 the scoreline, 3.5 minutes left remaining, and Flu Esports Pink look like they have finally woken up after an amazing pass there from Jakey's. Reminder everybody, if you guys want, you can do !socials to follow Havoc Esports on any of our social media, or if you guys do want to, you can also support the players. Any donation using the donation box down below will allow you to support the players by adding money to the prize pool for the end of the season. We actually managed to have a grand total of $200 when we rounded up numbers in regards to the prize pool last season. So if you want to support any of these players at the time we head to the playoffs, you can use the donation button down below. But thank you everybody who's been showing up to the stream. It's been a pleasure casting for you guys all over the last couple of weeks as we continue to try and grow as an organization and grow our players to be the best players that they can be. That's our goal, everybody, to give all these players a path to the professional scene, get them used to playing under pressure, give them the coaching they need in order to get to where they want to be, and that's what we have. However, everybody, even though the seeding tournament is this week, we still have 1 week left. If you want to sign up, doesn't matter if you're a bronze, diamond, grand champ, or SSL, we got 2 leagues for you, C3 and below for Team Academy, or Grand Champ and above for Main League. It is still not too late. If you do !Discord in the chat, you'll be able to participate and try to sign up for the leagues. Ball's going to get popped up high. Back over to Cracks. Cracks looks for the pass out mid. It's going to be a double commit, triple commit, but Snub manages to get a touch. Now everybody's going to be facing backwards on the side of Flu Esports Pink, but off of a miss from Itsuki. It's going to give Cabbage just enough of time to try and get a 50-50 around. Snub trying to maintain possession here, using the dominus, getting the ball past one, gets the ball past everybody, looking for a pass mid. Can't get the ball past Cabbage. Cabbage looking for a follow-up, gets the ball past Jakey. Still 4-1 here as we get to the waning moments of this series. Snub tries to clear the ball forward, back over to Cracks. Cracks passes the ball down to Jakey's. Jakey's looking for a 4th goal. Isn't able to do so, and the ball's going to be back over to Cabbage. Cabbage, 0 boost. Looking to try and breezy the ball mid. Isn't able to do so. Jakey's will try and maintain possession. Can't do so as well. It's going to be over to Clarkee. Clarkee ends up centering it right for Snub, and Snub will get his 2nd goal of the game, and it looks like Flu Esports Pink, unless they throw away the last 2 minutes here, are going to take the first series in the Havoc seeding tournament. Oh my goodness, right now, this tournament is stacked, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we still got a lot of teams here. And remember, Team White's actually 2nd seed going into this tournament, as they lost in a reverse sweep in a best-of-7 when Team Cyan ended up beating them in the reverse sweep and taking themselves as champions of Season 5. So whoever wins this match is actually going to face off against that championship team to see if they can take the first seed from Team Cyan. Of course, Team Cyan won't be out if they do manage to lose their first seed. They'll have to go all the way through the loser's bracket in order to get there. Jakey's ends up having to take the ball on his own side of the field. They're probably going to be looking to just waste time off the clock here. They know that it's possible for the game to come back. Actually, back in Season 5, back in early on in Split 1, Week 2, Team Purple, consisting of Ulti, Carter, and I believe Casserole, actually managed to win a game after being down 4-0 in the last minute of the game. They were down 4-0 and won in regulation 5-4. Didn't even go to OT. So it's definitely possible for them to come back here, but they're definitely going to have to score right now. Cabbage centers at mid. That's going to be a great touch from Snub, though. And they're going to be back to the opposite side of the field. Snub getting a redirect on target, actually. But it looks like Flu Esports Pink here, with their sustained pressure, are going to manage to take this series win. And with 30 seconds left in the clock, literally, unless Clarkee scores an Astral Pinch right here, that's going to be the end of the game. That's the end of the game right here. It's Flu Esports Pink getting their first win in the main league season. Here we go. Clarkee trying to maintain possession. Clears the ball down the field, but now 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be over. Snub taking possession, looks to try and get the clear down, isn't able to do so. Ball pinches out mid, and with that, Flu Esports Pink is going to take the first best of 3 in a 2-1 fashion. However, ladies and gentlemen, we do have favorites going in here as they are already champions. They have nothing to play for except pride at this moment in time. Ball's going to get launched down the field. Back now over to the backboard. Minnie's going to get launched away, but Thirsty's going to look for the shot. Thirsty, one of the most improved players in Havoc over the last 2 seasons. Back in Season 4, he joined Havoc and went from C1 all the way up to the old Grand Champ Amar 15-15 in less than a season. Less than a Havoc season and less than a main league season. Or less than an actual Rocket League ranked season. So he's definitely been somebody who's improved a lot. But however, Benji's probably the best player in this lobby. He has a lot of experience. Managed to get top 17 at the DreamHack 3v3 Booster Cup, participating along with Pixacar and myself. He's a very solid player. Definitely somebody to look out for as he tries to continue on his push to become pro. Benji looks for the 50 up to the backboard. It's going to be followed up here from Thirsty. Thirsty gets the 50-50. Back over to Cracks. Cracks looks for the shot. It's going to be saved away. Isn't able to get back to it, and Minnie's going to try and maintain possession. Minnie looks for the shot. Ends up being just a weak pass over to Cracks. Remember, Flu Esports Pink is technically warmed up here, and this is a best of 3 still. Ball's going to get launched over to the backboard. Minnie will try and maintain possession. It's actually the first time in a while we've seen Minnie on the Octane rather than the Breakout. Let's see how well he plays with it. Everybody in chat, it's been a pleasure casting for you guys all tonight. How have you guys all been? It's been nice casting for you guys for Academy and even in the first match today. However, now we're going to see how well the best Havoc team plays against one of the Flu Esports teams. If you guys do not know, Flu Esports is partnering up with Havoc to help broadcast and sponsor the tournament, but their teams get to participate in the league play along with these other Havoc team tournaments. It's going to be amazing to see how well all these teams continue to improve throughout the season. Jakey's looks at the 50-50, isn't able to get back to it. Cracks. Now over to Thirsty. Thirsty looking for the shot, ends up getting blocked out by Snub. Benji looking to maintain possession, ends up getting bumped away by Snub. But Benji manages to get back to the ball. Cracks, third man back, looks for the long shot, but Minnie will just clear the ball down the field. And with 0-0 still on the clock, it's going to be interesting to see how this game continues to flourish. Cracks down the field, over to Benji now. Benji tries to maintain possession. It's going to be back into the hands of Jakey's. Benji looks at the shot. It's going to be wide. It's going to be back held over to Cracks. Cracks down the field, over to Jakey's. Jakey's had an opportunity to get a double tap there, but ends up getting blocked away by Thirsty. Minnie, last on defense, looks for the clear off the backboard, ends up setting up Jakey's. Jakey's looks for a pass mid, but Benji will turn on a dime and get the ball cleared away. Much similar to the first game between Flu Esports Pink and Team Clarkee, this game is still 0-0 early on, late into game number 1, excuse me. Benji looking for the follow-up. It's going to be back over to Cracks. Benji trying to maintain possession here. Ends up getting a shot. Uses Thirsty as a fake. And Team Cyan, the champions of Havoc Season 5, once again get on board first. Those of you guys who do not know, Benji is actually now a 3-time Havoc champion. He's been participating in Havoc since Season 3, and he won Season 3 and Season 4 with the same team, with Furlash and Wolfie, and managed to win Season 5 with the current team he's playing right now. So Benji is definitely somebody to be afraid of, at least by the time you guys get to face him in the playoffs. However, this is not the playoffs, this is just a seeding tournament, so you have to wonder how much is Benji going to try here to try and get that win. Ball's going to get launched down the field and going to be followed up by Benji. Over to Cracks. Cracks ends up getting beat up by Benji. Benji looks for the follow-up shot, but Jakey's will clear the ball away. Jakey's looks for the shot. It's going to be blocked out by Thirsty. But now with a minute and a half left on the clock, Mini looking for the follow-up shot, but Snub will clear the ball down the field. We've seen Snub on a variety of different cars so far. Dominus is the one that he used to end up clutching out the win against Team Clarkee. But now it's going to be over to Benji once more. Snub taking possession off the ceiling, looking for the ceiling shot. It's going to be a strong shot, but it's not going to be strong enough to get past any of the defenders. But Benji launches the ball down the field. It could be a potential shot here. Looks for the fake power shot, and he managed to get the ball sneaking it under the defender. Benji had a chance here to rip the ball as fast as possible, but instead, he played it slow and managed to fake it under Jakey's, who pre-jumped, looking to try and get a block on the fast hit. Everybody in chat here, we saw Flute Esports Pink win earlier, but is Team Cyan where they stopped winning? Everybody in chat, I want to know your guys' opinion. Who do you guys think is going to end up winning this series here between Team Cyan and Flute Esports Pink? Personally, Team Cyan have the higher seeding. They have more experience here on Havoc, but Flute Esports have definitely shown us as a whole org that they can definitely fight back, even from losing situations. Ball's going to get bopped over to the mid. Benji will support Mini in clearing the ball away. Benji also gets the beat over another. Ball's off the backboard. Snub gets the clear away. But now it's going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks beat out by Thirsty. Snub into the air. Clears the ball down the field. Cracks looking for the follow-up shot. Benji can't get back to it. And we're now going to be back within a 1-goal game with 30 seconds left on the clock. Look at that here, 30 seconds left. And everybody, I do apologize. I believe I'm going to be single-handedly casting all the games tonight, unless Levstick and Steve come back later. I'm going to be casting all these games tonight. I'm also going to be doing production tonight and adminning the tournament. It's going to be definitely reminiscent of when I used to do when I first ran the league back in Seasons 1 and 2. Back in Seasons 1 and 2, I used to play, cast, commentate, run the tournament, and do production all in one. Now we usually have production done by other people, but since Tazaro is playing in this tournament and we don't have a setup for him to be able to do streaming and playing in the tournament, that means I am going to have to do today and today. But you know what? We take those. We gotta put in the effort, put in the work, and we should have a fun time here in Havoc Season 6. Mini looks for the flick, actually manages to get the musty flick back out on the midfield line. What a weird redirect, but he manages to end up helping his team persist on the offensive side of the field. Looks like Cracks is using the NRG decal, but that's going to be a shot on target, and Benji will end up getting the first goal on the board. Benji already opening up the scoreline once again for his team. Definitely trying to carry his team here to a win, but let's see if he can continue to do so with Flute Esports Pink. Of course, Flute Esports Pink, after they lost to Team Clarkee, managed to come back and win in game number 3. However, they're going to have to try and come back from a game loss right now. They're not tighter now. They're losing. If they lose this match, then they are out. So you have to wonder how they're going to participate under pressure. Cracks into the air, looking for a shot, ends up getting the ball over one player and two, but the ball's going to pinch out right into the corner, just isn't able to take possession. Thirsty looks at the clear down the field over to Jakey's. Jakey's looks for a follow-up shot back to Mini. He's now going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks into the air, looking for the follow-up, moving back to Benji. Benji gets a block on it. He's now going to be back over to Mini. Mini ends up faking it, ends up not being able to get the boost or the ball. Ball's going to be off the backboard. Chance here for Snub. Ball's awkward. Mini pops it up, but there should be a goal here for Cracks, and he does put it in the back of the net. 4 minutes left on the clock, and Cracks ties up the game here for this team. This is the first tie-up we've had since it was 0-0 early on in both games 1 and 2, and it looks like Cracks is going to be the one to try and solidify this tying game here for Team Flute Esports. Benji trying to maintain possession. Is going to be back over to the back corner, over to Jakey's now. Jakey's trying to maintain possession, clears the ball long. Cracks trying to get a touch, ends up hitting the ball back to his own side of the field. Snub off the backboard, looks at the follow-up for Thirsty. Thirsty clears the ball down, ends up not being able to maintain possession, but here comes Jakey's. Taking possession, tries to get the ball cleared across, but Benji will get to the ball first. Snub gets the ball past one, back to Benji. Sabari back to Mini. Mini's still playing on the Octane, manages to get a ball mid. Thirsty has a chance to get the dunk, but Cracks will hit it under him. Benji now into the air, looks for a center mid, but Snub will get the clear off the backboard. Mini looking for possession, ends up leaving it for Thirsty. Great communication coming out of Team Cyan. But now Mini looks at the pass mid. Looking for the follow-up. Tries to pinch it mid once more. Over to Benji. Benji couldn't get back to the ball. Snub here. Has an empty net here if he can put it in the back of the net, which he manages to do so. That's going to be Flute Esports Pink getting their their first lead against Team Cyan in this series. It just looks like after that demo, the net was completely open up, but to be honest, Snub was putting the ball in the back of the net there from the very beginning. This is what we like to see out of all of our teams. Thirsty, looking for the clear down the field over to Cracks. Cracks hits the ball off the sidewall. Benji looking for the hit off the backboard. So we followed up by Snub. Snub looking for the follow, isn't able to get there, but Cracks will save out his team. Thirsty ends up hitting the ball right into Snub's hands. Snub trying to maintain possession, being awkward, gets a 50-50 and gets a follow-up bump, but Jakey's ends up getting bumped as well. Thirsty fakes it, gives Mini a free touch, but Mini hits it right back into him. Benji can't get back, and Jakey's will get a second goal lead here for Team Flu Esports Pink, and that's going to be Flu Esports actually managing to look like they might be able to take a game here off the Havoc Season 5 champs. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for showing up here tonight. It's been a pleasure casting for you guys. I just have one question for you guys. Who do you guys think is going to come out with the win here in this series? Right now, it looks like Flu Esports Pink have the lead in game number 2, but do you think Team Cyan can come back? Or do you think that Flu Esports Pink will continue to ride this momentum from their first series? Ball bounces out mid, though. Thirsty puts it in the back of the net. We're back within one. Team Cyan are never out of it, as we saw from that tournament, where they managed to barely beat Team White in a couple overtimes to solidify that reverse sweep in the best of 7. And with half the game left to go, Team Cyan are back within 1. Cracks into the air. Gonna be back over to Mini. Mini looking for the shot, isn't able to get back to it. Jakey's over to Benji. Benji might be able to put the ball in the back of the net here. Looks for the shot. It's going to be weak. Almost a great opportunity there for Team Cyan. Benji looks for a pass and a bump. Manages to get a pass too, but Cracks manages to get the ball right back out of his corner. And Snub will clear the ball down the field. Benji just waiting on his own backboard, taking possession. Benji 50-50s the ball once. It's now going to be over to Cracks. Cracks maintaining possession. It's going to be back down to Thirsty. Thirsty up to Snub. Snub into the air, off the backboard, back to Mini. Mini will get back to the ball. Now over to Thirsty. Thirsty off the sidewall, pass to Benji. Benji pass the ball mid to Mini. Mini has a chance here to shoot. Isn't able to put it on target. Isn't able to touch the ball at all, as a matter of fact. But now Snub pushes the ball back down the field. Cracks will try to look for a long shot. It's going to get past Benji, but it's nowhere near on target. Snub over to the middle. Mini gets an awkward touch, but Benji will maintain possession. Snub looks for a bump and leaves, and be back to Benji. Over to Thirsty now. Thirsty trying to maintain possession, ends up clearing the ball out to the side wall. Team Cyan are not taking possession right now, and it looks like it's going to be to their deficit as Snub clears the ball down the field once more, looking for the double off the backboard. Isn't able to read the ball bouncing down, and Cracks will get another one. Ball off the backboard. Snub with the follow-up. 2-goal lead once more. Flu Esports Pink looking like they're going to tie up this series. Look at that right there. Ball's going to get hit to the backboard. Isn't able to get back to the ball. So far, Team Cyan, they've definitely been looking strong, but now they're booming the ball away. You have to wonder if nerves are kicking in, which you wouldn't think would happen since they are already Havoc champs, but maybe they want to try and defend this win streak that they're on. Ball to the backboard. Over to the sidewall now. Thirsty trying to maintain possession. Isn't able to do so, and Jakey's will clear the ball away over to Cracks. That's going to be a double commit from Flu Esports Pink. Snub still in the air. Ball up from Cracks. That's going to be a double commit. Ball's going to get bounced down. Going to be cleared away. Now it's going to be up to Benji. Benji into the air. Looking for the pinch. Clears the ball down the field once more. Team Cyan still booming the ball back and forth. Ball's going to be back over to Mini. Mini with the follow-up over to Jakey's. Thirsty looks for the ball. Bounces the ball right back out. Over to Benji once more. Benji looking for the follow-up, ends up getting the ball in a 50-50 with Snub, but Snub has definitely been stepping up here in game number 2, managing to get 2 goals. But now Thirsty into the air, pass the ball out mid to Benji. Benji's going to be awkward, pass the ball over into the corner. Thirsty looks for a repass out mid. That's going to be a double commit from Cracks and Snub, but Cracks gets the double tap, solidify the ball down the field. Unless an amazing pinch can happen, we are going to see game number 3. Thirsty looking for a consolation goal. Looks for the double tap down the Benji. Isn't able to do so. But ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we got a match here. Look at this right now. Snub, he had an... Back onto Deadeye Canyon. Ball's going to get launched over to Jakey's. Jakey's looks for the shot. Saved away by Thirsty, but another follow-up from Snub. Snub looks for a double tap. Actually fakes out Thirsty, but Benji's going to help out Thirsty there and clear the ball back out to the midfield line. Mini passes the ball back to Thirsty. Mini looking for a bump, gets one to jump. Thirsty looks for the solo play. It's on to the top part of the net. 1-0 back to Team Cyan. Team Cyan have scored first in every game so far, but it has not determined the outcome of every game right now. But now with Thirsty putting the ball into the back of the net with accuracy like that, you have to wonder if it's going to be enough to give them momentum to win this game number 3. Momentum is definitely something they need. If you lose a game number 2 after a dominant game number 1, you definitely want to try and get back on the scoring foot right away. Ball's going to pinched out back to the backboard. Thirsty looks for the flip reset and pass down. Isn't able to get there, but Benji's going to try and keep the ball on the offensive side of the field. Cracks looks for the clear over Benji. Looking to try and get it past Mini as well. Ball's going to get past him. Snub with the follow-up, and Benji actually own goals. We are back to 1-1. Looks like we got a question in chat. These are going to be all best of 3, except for the losers bracket up into the semifinal, which will all be best of 1. Best of 1s should be pretty quick as we try to get through all 9 of these teams participating tonight. We have not seen any team except for Team Ulti getting knocked out early because they weren't able to participate tonight, had a mix-up on times. But now it's going to be over to Cracks. Jakey's hits the ball down the field. Passes the ball mid. Back over to Cracks once more. Cracks into the air. Looks for the pinch forward. Isn't able to get back to it. Looks for the shot. Saved away by Mini. Benji tries to fake it out, but Snub is not phased at all. Jakey looking for the shot. Benji will get the save. Ends up passing it out mid, but Mini will get a touch, but it's not good enough. Shot on target. No, it's off the post. Snub with the follow-up. Gets the ball, hits it right to Thirsty. Thirsty gets the ball past 2. Looks to get the ball past 3, but he ends up helping his other team, and Jakey's will get the second goal on the board. Thirsty did really well here, getting the ball past 2 players, but then he just couldn't stop going for the ball here. Honestly, it may have been better if he just left it, but Mini, of course, was caught off his goal line, giving Flu Esports Pink the ability to get the goal lead here. Jakey's looking for the shot, back over to Thirsty. Thirsty maintaining possession, looking for the pinch. Ceiling pinches the ball down the field. Benji looks for the fake. Snub gets the follow-up, but it's going to be cleared away once more. Benji looks at the follow-up. Now back over to Snub. Snub clears the ball down the field. Is it in the net? Yes, it is. 3-1 the scoreline. If you guys do not know, we have partnered with Flu Esports to have their teams participate in the Havoc League play. And due to being in the Havoc League play, they are allowed to have their teams participate. We have 3 teams right now, 4 Flu Esports participating. We got Flu Esports White, Flu Esports Black, and Flu Esports Pink. Right now, Black and Pink are going to be participating in the main league. Flu Esports White won the Academy seeding tournament last night. So Flu Esports definitely coming in here with strength as good teams. Looks like Mini's looking for the Sting Pop clear, isn't able to get back to it. And Flu Esports Pink looking to try and take the series win here against Team Cyan as they are now falling apart. Three minutes left on the clock. 4-1 the scoreline. Now it's going to be back over to Benji. Benji looking for the follow-ups. Now going to be left to Snub. Still 3 minutes left on the clock. Team Cyan are not out of it yet, but they have definitely been caught off guard here facing Flu Esports Pink. Ball's going to bounce out mid, but here again the ball's going to get cleared away by Snub. Snub hits the ball down the field, but Benji's going to get the ball possession now. Ball's getting cleared forward. Back to Thirsty. Thirsty pops the ball off the backboard with the follow-up. Gets the pinch under. Follow-up from Benji. That's going to be a goal. We're back within 2. Team Cyan are not out of it yet. Oh my goodness, look at that. Thirsty gets the 50-50. Oh my, and the ball gets pinched right into the back of the net by Benji. We are back in the game here for Team Cyan. Remember, everybody, we're going to be getting into the winners semifinals coming up next, but that's going to be a whiff from Team Cyan, and Snub will pick up a hat trick for himself. What is happening to Team Cyan? Thirsty, of course, did lose the kickoff pretty poorly, but it looks like Mini just misses the ball on the back line, giving Flu Esports Pink a gift of a goal. And now Team Cyan, once again, that's going to be a loss. Of course, Team Cyan are generally good when it comes to matches that actually matter. If they have a best of 5, best of 7, they will pop off. However, if we're in a best of 3, maybe they just don't have enough time to warm up, and it might be enough to give Flu Esports Pink the win that they want here. Benji looks at the pinch the ball forward, back over to Thirsty. Thirsty gets the ball back down the field. Snub with the follow-up over to Mini. Mini gets the dunk. Benji has an empty net here, but he hits crossbar. Follow-up from Thirsty. Thirsty looks for the follow-up, but Team Cyan looks like luck is not on their side right now at this moment in time. But Cracks clears the ball down the field. Might be in the net. No, Mini will get the save on the backboard this time, but is it too late? We still have a little bit less than 2 minutes left in the game, but still 3 goals to go. Team Purple in the past have managed to tie up a score line this big before. However, that was Team Purple. This is Team Cyan. Can they do it? Snub ends up getting beat, but the ball's going to get pinched down the field. Benji wasn't able to get it past him. Thirsty trying to maintain possession, but Mini gets a bump on his teammate and the other team there. Ball's going to get back over to Benji. Benji with the follow-up, clears the ball down the field. We followed up now here for Jakey's. Jakey's looking for the follow-up. Snub looking for the flip reset. Ends up faking it. Gets the goal. Snub is popping off. 4 games. 4 goals here for Snub here in the final game of the series. And right now it looks like Team Cyan are going to be dropping down to the losers bracket. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Flu Esports Pink, they are putting on a show, and this actually means that since Team Ulti did not participate earlier on in this series, that means Flu Esports Pink is actually going to be facing off against Flu Esports Black next in the winners final. Oh my goodness, this is definitely a night to remember. The best Havoc team here, or at least the Havoc champions. Not many people consider Team Cyan the best Havoc team, but they are definitely the Havoc champions, are now going to be launched down to the losers bracket. Oh my goodness, Flu Esports definitely been putting on a show here. They have not swept their way through, but they've definitely been improving and adapting throughout every series they've played in. And we have yet to see Team Black, but we're going to be seeing Flu Esports Black versus Flu Esports Pink next in the winners final. Ball's going to get launched up to the backboard. Follow-up from Cracks. Cracks off the corner. Back to Jakey's. Jakey's looks for the follow-up. Thirsty still trying to get a goal here. Gets the ball past 2, but can't get it past the 3rd. Mini ends up giving the ball away once more. Back to Snub. Jakey's fakes the ball. Looks for the Musty instead. Cracks looks for a shot. It's going to be weak, and Mini will clear the ball away. Benji ends up getting a mistouch. Thirsty trying to stay on the ball. Gets the demo on Jakey's. Now 20 seconds left on the clock. This series is now over. The Havoc Season 5 champs are now going to get dethroned, at least in the seeding tournament, by Flu Esports Pink. Remember, this is just a seeding tournament. They are best of 3s. It's just enough to try and get a good seeding going in through to week 1. However, right now, Flu Esports Pink aren't able to do so. Or sorry, Team Cyan aren't able to get the win here where it matters in the best of 3, but they're definitely going to be looking to have some vengeance going throughout the season. Remember, we got the kickoff. Flu Pink versus Flu Black. Let's get this started. Now, ball's going to get hit over to the backboard. Hit over to the side wall. Back over to Snub. Snub, he's the one that managed to help them get the win against Team Cyan last time, and they managed to do so once more. 1-0 the scoreline, and it's still going to be back. And Team Flu Esports Pink are definitely starting off strong here after that amazing series against Team Cyan. It's 13 seconds in. Snub already has a goal, but we got Flame over on one side. Now back over to Tunda. Tunda taking possession here off the sidewall. Isn't able to get back to it. It's going to be back over to Sweep. Sweep is actually, I believe, Eli. Back over to Tunda. Over to Snub now. Snub trying to take possessions. Ball's going to be cleared over to the side once more. Over to Eli. Eli clears the ball away. It's going to be back over to Jakey's. Jakey's trying to maintain possession. Isn't able to do so. Now it's going to be back over to Snub. Snub back to Sweepy. Sweepy down the field over to Cracks. Here comes Eli. Eli looks for the shot. It's going to be off the sidewall. Couldn't be able to get the follow-up. And Tunda will take the ball away. Now the ball's going to get launched down the field here, and it's going to be up to Flu Esports Pink trying to maintain possession. He ends up giving away possession. Tunda gets a free shot. Isn't able to get it. So now it's going to be back over to Jakey's. Jakey's clears the ball down the field. It's going to be back over to Jakey's once more. It looks for the pass mid. Isn't able to do so. It's going to be back over once more to Snub. Can't get the goal, and we're still at 1-0. Cracks ends up getting a 50-50 down the field over to Jakey's. Jakey's looking for the double off the sidewall mid. It's going to be back over to Snub. Can't get back to it. It's now with 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Flu Esports Pink looking to try and get the win on the board. Ball back over to Snub, looking for the double tap off the side, and he's going to get the goal. Snub's been popping off all night long. He is warmed up, if I've ever seen anyone warmed up right now. And it's looking scary here. Flu Esports Black coming in here, Flu Esports Pink playing against each other, both from the same organization. And right now it's 2-0 Flu Esports Pink, but they definitely have warmed up already, and it's going to take some time for Flu Esports Black to warm up, but hopefully they can do it before the end of the best of 3. Ball back, bounces down over to Tunda. Tunda looks for the shot high, back over to Swep. Swep isn't able to get back to it, and Tunda's going to get launched forward. Eli looking for the shot, ends up 50-50ing the ball over to Swep. Swep back to Cracks. Cracks ends up passing it down to Swep, having a free shot, and Jakeys will get this. Will get the save. Ball back over to Jakeys. Jakeys back to Snub. Snub off the side wall, looking for the shot. Isn't able to get back to it. Ends up getting the ball cleared down the field by Eli. Swep off the side wall, looking for the pass mid over to Cracks. Cracks isn't able to get back to the ball. It's going to be cleared away once more. Snub looks for the pass mid. Cracks tries to get back to the ball, isn't able to do so, but now with 2 minutes left on the clock, Flu Esports Pink still taking a massive lead. Flu Esports Pink have only won in Game 3 so far, but right now they might be able to get the first sweep we've seen on stream so far if they can manage to maintain this lead. Few minutes left on the clock, 3-0 the scoreline right now. Team Flu Esports Pink right now are doing the best they can to just keep up this pressure. They want to try and get through to the winner's bracket so they can take a small break, wait for their next match to happen. But however, if you go through the winner's bracket, it's pretty much match after match after match, and it's going to be another goal. Snub picks up a hat trick, and Flu Esports Pink right now, they are looking dominant at this moment in time. Look at this shot here from Snub off the backboard, puts it in the back part of the net. Team Cyan versus Flu Esports Pink was definitely a close series, but they are ready and warmed up and trying to show that they're the better Flu Esports team. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing night so far, but maybe we can see Flu Esports Black try to get a goal on the board in this game number 1. Tunda pinches the ball mid, back over now to the 1.5 minutes left on the clock. Pinches the ball mid, Tunda looks for the shot, gets it on target. Now that's a negative angle if I've ever seen one. Minute 45 seconds left. Team Black get their first goal on the board here for Flu Esports. Look at this right there. Tunda pinches the ball. How does that ball get into the back of the net? I honestly have no clue. But Tunda opens up the scoreline here on this decent looking map. Honestly, this has not been one of my more favorite maps in Rocket League, but it's definitely something that I do not mind watching casted games on. However, when I'm playing it, it's something that I do not like. So everybody in chat, what's a map that you guys don't mind looking at when you're watching Rocket League versus a game that you guys versus when you're playing Rocket League? One of the maps that I personally do not like playing on is this map. But overall, on a stream when I'm casting, it's definitely something that I do not mind watching. Tunda looks for the shot over mid. Looking for a follow-up here is Swep. Swep puts the ball off the corner wall as a pass mid, but Jakeys will pop the ball high. Minute left on the clock, but we've not seen any goals here for at least a minute. It's going to be up to Team Flu Esports Black to try and get a couple goals here in the final minute. They want to try and get close to tying up the game. Swep looks for the demo mid, isn't able to get there. Flame will put the ball up high. Tunda with the follow-up, pass the ball back down to Swep, but it's going to be wide. Couldn't put it on target. Now it's going to be up to Snub. Snub ends up getting beat out. Swep tries to take possession in his own corner. Cuts the ball mid, tries to get it over 1, isn't able to get it past 2. Ball bounces towards an empty net. It's going to be off the post and saved away once again by Flu Esports Black. Snub pops the ball over to the back wall. Looking for the follow-up, isn't able to get there. Now, ball's going to get hit over to Cracks. Cracks with the follow-up. Looking is Tunda. Tunda looks at the possession forward, isn't able to get it past 1. Ball's going to get hit back to Jakeys. Jakeys, ball's going to be back on target. Jakeys will get his first goal of the game, and now Flu Esports Pink, they're ready, they're warmed up. Whoever has to face them in the winners final is definitely going to have to be worried at least somewhat, as they are completely warmed up. Of course, we got Team White. They're a team that normally in tournaments do well until they make it to the final match. However, once they get to the winners finals, if they do manage to beat Team Gray, it's definitely going to be something scary. Swep looks for the clear forward over to Jakeys. Jakeys down the field. Here comes Tunda. Tunda back over to Flame. Over to Snub now. Snub looking for possession, isn't able to get back to it. Cracks, clears the ball down the field. Snub has an empty net. He puts it in. That's another 4-goal game for Snub, and Cracks will get a playmaker right now. Flu Esports, they're an outstanding team to look at right now in time. We saw Flu Esports White do okay against some teams. They dominated one team, but then they end up keeping it close against another. But right now, Flu Esports, if it is indeed Flu Esports Pink, the best team in this tournament so far, or if Flu Esports Black can once again take a game off of them like the previous opponents of Flu Esports Pink. But here we go. Ball's going to get launched down the field. Sweep has an empty net to look at, but Cracks manages to get back just in the nick of time. Jakey's off the sidewall, isn't able to get back to it. Back to Snub. Flame looking for the follow-up, gets dunked on by Snub. Ball back over to Eli. Eli looks for the shot, it's going to be wide. But so far, we're not seeing a quick goal right off the bat. Already 30 seconds in without a goal, which is honestly surprising given the track record so far of Flu Esports Pink. Jakey's ends up getting beat out by Eli. Eli into the air, looks at the shot, isn't able to get the ball on target. It's going to end up getting cleared wide. But Sweep will put the ball mid, looking for the bump on Jakey's. Gets Jakey's to whiff. Ball shot on target by Tunda, but it's going to be blocked away. Eli tries to keep the ball on the offensive side of the field. Cracks, pops the ball high. Now back over to Flame. Flame gets a touch, isn't able to get the follow-up, and Tunda will be the one tasked to get the ball onto the offensive side of the field. Jakey's looks for the follow-up, isn't able to get back to it. Now back over to Cracks. Cracks tries to get the ball past Tunda, isn't able to do so. Sweep ends up just clearing the ball right into Snub's face, but Snub ends up hitting it right back into him. Jakey's ends up failing a half flip, but it's going to be back over to Snub. Snub looks for possession. It's going to be back into the hands of Jakey's. 50-50s the ball back to his own corner, but Sweep will end up taking possession. Snub pops the ball up high. Over to Flame. Eli looking for the follow-up, isn't able to get there, and Jakey's will clear the ball back from the corner. Tunda keeps the ball on offense, but now we may have a potential break here for Cracks. Cracks into the air, ends up getting bumped out by Tunda, but now it's going to be a double commit from Flu Esports Black, but Eli calls off Tunda at the final second. Jakey's gets beat. Snub clears the ball into the corner, and now Snub will clear the ball once again out to the midfield line. Jakey's taking possession, gets beat out by Tunda. Now back over to Sweep. He gets the goal. 1-0 the scoreline, and Flu Esports Black take the lead for the first time in the series. This is what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes left on the clock. Flu Esports Black definitely showing up. And you have to wonder, what isn't allowing Flu Esports Pink to win these games in sweeps? Are they just not... Do they have to take a game to reset? Are they not able to keep themselves consistent? It's something that we do have to ask ourselves when we watch Flu Esports Pink. Ball's going to get launched over to the side. Here comes Flame. Flame into the air, looking for possession. Ends up hitting the ball back out mid. Back over to Tunda. Tunda ends up leaving it for Jakey's. Jakey's looks at the 50-50, loses it back to Cracks. Cracks tries to pass the ball back to Jakey's, but ends up setting up a perfect pass to Tunda. But luckily for them, Snub is back out of the ball, but Snub gets beat out by Eli. Eli looking for the follow-up. Jakey's ends up clearing the ball out mid, but Tunda is going to be there first. Looks for the shot. It's going to be wide. And now Sweep's going to be one tasked trying to take possession here on the offensive side, which he manages to do so with great brilliance. Looking for the follow-up. Pinches the ball on target. He gets his second goal. Sweep is stepping up here for Flu Esports Black. Look at this here with the fake, pitches the ball on target. Now this is what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen, and something that I hope to continue to see out of Flu Esports Black. 2.5 minutes remaining left on the clock. We are now entering the waning moments of game number 2. However, Flu Esports Pink are not one to give up. Can they get the game win here? Or will they get dominated once more by Sweep? Sweep getting the hat trick on the board. This is Flu Esports Black right here. They're setting up Sweep perfectly, and that's going to be a hat trick into the hands of Flu Esports Black. Everybody, we have not seen a sweep yet on stream. Oh my goodness. And apparently even Team Gray went to Game 3 in their first match against Team Swep. So overall, it's a close series, but Cracks will roll the ball into an empty net here. 3-1 now back to a 2-goal lead here for Team Black, and Flu Esports Pink are not out of it yet as they're trying to fight back here in game number 2 to get the sweep. Ball back over to Flame. Flame isn't able to get back to it. It's going to be back over to Flame. Eli once more. Eli pitches the ball forward. Isn't able to get it past Jakey's. Into the air. Sweep passes the ball mid. Sweep looking for a 4th goal of his own. Snub managed to get 4 goals in the last game. Now it's going to be looking like to be copied by the likes of Sweep. Ball's going to be back in the mid. Snub here has the chance here. Tries to put it on target. It's going to 50 his own team. Jakey's keeps the ball mid, but now it's just going to be perfect possession for Swep. Swep down to Tunda. Could be a goal. It's on target, and that's going to be a 4-1 lead as Flu Esports Black have woken up as they are now warmed up and ready for this series. Oh my goodness, this is what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen, between these two teams. Flu Esports, if you guys do not know who they are partnering up with Havoc Esports to help broadcast and sponsor this tournament. But hold on one second, Cracks managed to put the ball in the back of the net. Let's look at what happened here. Right off the kickoff once again, it looks like Cracks is just the best cheater here in this tournament. Every single time it's going to be a stall kickoff right to Cracks, and it ends up leading to a goal pretty much every single time for him. But to get back to the previous point, Flu Esports are partnering up with Havoc to help advertise the tournament, get it out to more people. But in exchange, their Rocket League teams get to participate in the Academy and Main League tournaments. But Cracks gets a hat trick of his own, and 3-4 the scoreline. Minute and a half left, and Flu Esports Pink on the back of Cracks are now back in this game. Ladies and gentlemen, who do you think is going to come out with this win here? Is it going to be Flu Esports Black? Can they get their first win on stream? Or is Flu Esports Pink going to come back? Cracks, he definitely has something that he wants to add to the pile of information, but he isn't able to get the ball mid this time. Time to take possession. Out 50's Jakey's, but it's going to go straight to Cracks. Cracks passes the ball mid to Jakey's. Jakey's into the air. Hits the ball off the backboard. Looking for the double tap. Leaves it for Snub instead. And we got a tied game. Minute left on the clock, and we're back to a tied game. Flu Esports Pink might actually be able to get a sweep here and take it away from being a game 3. Oh my goodness, everybody. This is what we like to see out of all these teams participating tonight. Oh my goodness. All these teams participating tonight on stream have shown up. They've been giving us good goals. They've been getting us magnificent saves. But so far, we have not seen magnificent comeback just yet. But it looks like Flu Esports Pink might be able to just do that. Swep looks for the block. Ball's going to get sent out mid. Tunda onto the backboard. Looks for the follow-up. Saved away by Snub, and Cracks will try to clear the ball away. Ends up giving away possession, though, but he manages to get back to it, get the dunk. Cracks gets the demo. Looks for the center mid. Looks for a second demo, but Tunda's going to get back to the ball. Ball off the side wall. Follow-up now. Here comes Tunda. Back now into the offensive corner here for Flu Esports Black. Ball pinches out mid. Over to Tunda. It's going to be shot on target. Saved away by Snub as Swep couldn't get the demo. Cracks has an empty net, but Eli's going to get back just in time to try and get another touch on the ball. But the ball is still in a dangerous place here for Flu Esports Black. 20 seconds left in regulation. Will we see overtime? Or will Jakey's try to get the lead here? Puts the double mid. Isn't on target. And Flame will clear the ball away. 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be blocked away once again by Jakey's. Over to Snub. Snub back over to Swep. Over to Jakey's off the backboard with the follow-up. Has a chance to end it all here. Blocked away by Swep. And now Cracks. One last opportunity looking for goal number 4. Looks for the Doomsy dish. The ball bounces up high. Snub may have an empty net here, but he ends up whiffing off the fake from Tunda. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime. Swep ends up getting dunked on by Cracks. Cracks gets the demo. He can put this in. Ends up not being able to get it past Tunda at the final moments. Flu Esports Black looking to try and get their first win here still. And the ball's going to be off the backboard and saved away. Cracks ends up getting a 50-50 with Eli. Ball's going to end up getting hit past the third man. Snub ends up centering it for the other team, but Swep ends up just clearing it into the corner. Ball centers mid. Snub can't get back to this ball, but it bounces off the post. Bounces off the post again. And we have not seen a goal yet in this overtime. 30 seconds into the OT, and we've already seen very close opportunities. Snub hits the ball to the backboard. Looking for the follow-up. They double commit with Cracks, and the ball's now going to be handed to Tunda. Swep looking for the demo. It's going to be up to Jakey's. Jakey's backwards. Manages to nail the half flip this time, as a matter of fact. And Jakey's just clears the ball away. Ball's going to get hit over to Cracks. Cracks tries to hit the ball forward. Isn't able to get there. It's now going to be hit back over to Swep. Looks for the shot. Is going to be off target. So far, this is going to be up to Swep or Cracks to see who's going to get this one here. Swep has a hat trick and Cracks have a hat trick. Who's going to get that 4th goal to try and win this here? Everybody in chat, want to hear your predictions. At what time do you think this OT is going to get scored? I'm going to say at 2:26, Flu Sports Pink are going to get the goal, and it's going to be Cracks. But everybody, what do you guys think? Actually, no, it looks my prediction is off, and Jakey's will get the win, and Flu Esports Pink will be the first team we see moving on to the winners finals. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the match that we wanted to see tonight. Oh my goodness, this is what some context about who's in this game. We got Furlash, who's actually playing with Doomsy. He's a Japanese player who's going to be playing with Doomsy, and I forget the name of their third, for the next RLCS season for APAC North. For those guys who not know Doomsy, who played in North America in the first RLCS season and barely missed out on making Worlds. However, Furlash is now going to be teaming with him, as Doomsy, I believe, has now moved over to Asia, and Furlash is going to be playing for Team White right now, and that's why the lobby is on US West. Ball's going to get launched down the field from Pixcar over to Furlash. Furlash fakes, Pixcar shoots, and that's going to be a 1-0 lead. For those guys who do not know who Pixcar is, he is a very high rank B player, definitely somebody who has the potential to make B+, but he has not gotten it just yet in 6-mans, but he's definitely on the grind. You got Furlash, rank S, Pixcar, rank B. However, Furlash is rank S in Japan, so you do have to wonder what does that skill level equate to should he be on 0 ping against US teams. Pixcar looking off the backboard, looking for the follow-up, but right now this is already a huge change of pace for Flu Esports Ping. We saw them be able to adapt against the speed of Team Cyan, but Team White are not slowing down at any moment in time here. And you have to wonder if Pixcar and Furlash duo teaming here with Memento as always being a solid third, if the complexion actually manages to help them out. Furlash is here with the ball, tries to pass the ball back over to Pixcar, but Pixcar ends up having to half flip back into position. Pixcar hits the ball past one, looks the hit off the backboard. It's going to be followed up here from Memento. Memento isn't able to slot the ball on target, but there's still continued sustained pressure here for Team White. Cracks, tries to pass the ball mid, ends up centering it right for Pixcar. Memento tries to fake it for Pixcar. Pixcar off the back wall, tries to pinch it back. It's now going to be into the hands of Furlash. Furlash into the air, the Japanese player in this lobby. That's why we're playing on US West rather than East, is because, of course, if we played on US East, his ping would be substantial. But Flu Esports Ping does manage to get a goal here, and this does look like it could be a good game. Jakey looks for the center off the backboard, but Pixcar couldn't get a 50-50, leaving Furlash stranded in the middle of the net, getting this game tied 1-1. Now, everybody in chat, I know this is going to be pretty split. Who do you guys want to win this series? Do you want Team White to win this series, or do you want Flu Esports Pink to win the series? Of course, Havoc fans might want to cheer on for the best team in Havoc, but we also got some Flu Esports fans who will probably cheer on for Flu Esports Pink, but maybe we got some stragglers. Snub taking possession here, looking to try and get it past Pixcar. Pixcar gets an amazing 50-50 there and tries to pass the ball out mid. Cracks looking for a double off the backboard, ends up faking it, leaving it for Snub, and that's going to be another goal on the board. 2-1 the scoreline, and Flu Esports Pink are starting off well now after they got scored on one time. Sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes it's just getting scored on once manages to help open up the floodgates in regards to your offense, and that's what it's looking like right now. Team White tries to lose the kickoff back. Memento apparently did not read that was where it was going, but now it's going to be up to Memento. Memento clears the ball down the field to Pixcar. Pixcar looking for a double off the backboard. It's going to be saved away this time by Snub. Furlash looks for a clear off the backboard. Looks for the follow-up. Ends up just popping the ball up to the side. Memento will get the 50-50, playing on the new NV decal. Some people say that's one of their favorite decals here that come from the shop. Now it's going to be back over to Furlash. Back to Cabbage. Cabbage looking for the Pixcar looking for the pass now mid. Furlash looking for the shot. Puts the ball over. Now back over to Snub. Snub clears the ball. Back over to Memento. Memento up to Pixcar. Pixcar hits the ball off the corner. Gets the double tap, though, to keep it away from Cracks. Now up to Furlash. Furlash hits the ball high and wide. It's going to be over to Memento. Memento couldn't get back to the ball. It's going to be over to Furlash once more. Ball back into the midfield line. Jakey's looks for the long shot. It's going to be on target, and Jakey's will get the second goal lead here for Flu Esports Ping. This is something that we're not used to seeing. We're not used to Team White looking like they're on the back foot. Maybe Team White are going to have some competition going into the rest of this season. But so far, everything is looking superb here for Team White and Flu Esports Pink. Team White looking to try and get another goal back on the board and bring it back within one. Now, ball's going to be cleared over to the side wall. Now back to Pixelcar. Pixelcar hits the ball off the corner, looking for the follow-up. It's going to be back to Furlash. Furlash tries to pass it mid to Memento. Memento looks for the shot, looks for the double tap, isn't able to get back to it. Now over to Furlash. Furlash pre-flips the ball over once. Back to Pixelcar. Pixelcar tries to maintain possession, hits the ball high and over one. Leaves it for Memento. It's going to be off the crossbar, though, and Pixelcar looking for the follow-up. Puts the ball at the backboard. Follow-up from Furlash, and the Japanese pro will put the ball into the back of the net. Some people don't know whether to call Furlash pro or semi-pro yet in the Japanese region. Personally, he has the mechanics, he has the smarts. He definitely could be going. He definitely could go pro in the Japanese scene. If not, he's definitely semi-pro. He is definitely one of the more solid players in Havoc Esports. Jakey's clears the ball down the field over to Pixelcar. Pixelcar clears the ball over and wide. Back over to Furlash. Furlash ends up getting the 50 past 1. It's on target, and Furlash will get a second goal on the board. And we got a tied game. Flu Esports definitely did well towards the middle of the game. But Team White, this is what you got to worry about. They can tie up the game in weird ways, and they managed to do so right here. 1 minute left on the clock. 3-3 the scoreline. And Flu Esports Pink are now going to be on the back foot as the game is now tied once again. Jakey's hits the ball over to the side. Back over now is Pixelcar. Pixelcar 50s the ball past one, but it goes straight to Snub. Snub into the air, gets pre-jumped by Furlash. Memento gets stopped on the goal line by Cracks, but he manages to rotate out quickly. Furlash looking for a pass off the corner wall, ends up not being able to get it past Cracks. Cracks gets the ball past one. Memento will get it over him. Jakey's ends up side flipping, but it's going to be over to Snub. Memento looking for a boost steal, isn't able to get there, but Snub will get the ball past, actually manages to miss the ball, and it ends up leading to Memento looking for a demo. Furlash, though, takes his time, knows that the demo's not coming in, but he looks for the flick, and that's going to be a hat trick. Furlash! This is what we like to see. The composure, the skill. He's playing on 130 ping, and he launches the ball past all three defenders. 20 seconds left on the clock, and Team White looking strong to finish game one here with the win. Ball's going to get hit over to Jakey's. Now 20 seconds left on the clock. Team White just trying to waste down the clock. Snub here could have a chance here. Looks at the high flick. It's off the backboard. But Memento can't get back to it, and we got a tied game once more. If we don't... We saw Team Flu Esports Pink beat Flu Esports Black after tying it up and going to OT in the last series. And Flu Esports Pink managed to come out with the win. However, Team White, they have yet to see overtime, and they've yet to be on stream. You have to wonder how their nerves are going to hold up, as it looks like Flu Esports Pink are strong and ready to rumble. However, Pixelcar's into the air. Looks for the flip reset. Ends up not being able to get it past the defender. Furlash pops the ball up high, looking for the quick follow-up. Looking for the pinch down mid, and the ball's going to touch the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime. Snub pitches the ball across. Over to Snub once more. Furlash trying to take possession on his own back wall. Very high level play here from Furlash. Taking possession even on his own backboard to make sure he doesn't give it away. Ball's now going to be over to Snub. Snub back to Memento. Memento ends up getting faked out by Snub. It's going to be Pixelcar getting the 50-50. That might be an empty net here. Memento, he goes for the musty. Ends up getting it past Jakey's. But Furlash looking for the double. Tries to pass it down, but there's going to be no follow-up. Pixelcar ends up having a delayed follow-up. It's going to be up in the hands of Memento. Cracks ends up getting a free touch here as it looks like Furlash bumped Memento. Ball's going to be acting to the high, but Snub ends up missing the ball, and Pixelcar just going to clear the ball down the field just to relieve some pressure. Jakey's gets demoed on the back foot, but no one on Team White is there for support. Memento taking possession here, tries to get the ball past one. Back to Pixelcar. Pixelcar pops the ball back up over once again. Pixelcar pre-flips into position, gets the ball, looking for the pinch out mid, isn't able to do so. It's going to be back over to Furlash. Furlash, though, taking his time, gets dunked on by Cracks. Jakey's takes possession in the offensive corner, looking for the play off the ceiling. Isn't able to get it past the Japanese pro. Snub into the side wall, looking for the double tap. Can't get it past him. Back over now, over to Cracks. Back to Pixelcar. Pixelcar gets the 50-50. That might be an empty net. Pixelcar looks for the bump. Follow from Memento. It's off the post. And saved away once again by Snub. Into the air is Furlash. Looks for the double off the corner. Isn't able to do so. Memento ends up getting the missed touch. Pixelcar has a chance here to win game one of the double tap. And he puts it in the back of the net. That's how you finish a game. Game one goes to Team White. Oh my goodness. Look at this double trap from Pix. He sneaks it right in the top corner past Snub. That is what we like to see. And Team White out of Havoc Esports gets the first game win. Game 3 against the Havoc teams. Against Flu Esports teams, they end up sweeping. But against Havoc teams, they've only gone to Game 3. So let's see if they can repeat at least that pattern and try to take this to a Game 3, or if Team White will manage to complete the sweep against the best team. Verlash pops the ball forward over to Memento. Memento looks for the pass mid. It's going to be back over to Cracks. Pixar should have a free touch here. Gets it past Snub. Actually manages to get the double tap back into the corner. Pixar actually gets the goal all the way through. That's what we like to see. Pixar gets the double tap past one, gets the double tap past two, and then he pre-flips the ball right into the back right corner. Now, if that isn't striking at perfection, I don't know what is, everybody. Hope we're going to be seeing that on Twitter very, very soon. But that, oh my goodness, Pixar, he is popping off and he is ready to try and carry this team to a tournament win. Memento gets the ball passed over to Pixar. Pixar looks for the long shot, but it's going to be saved away by Jakey's. Verlash off the backboard, follow up from Memento. Memento isn't able to get back to it. Now back into the hands of Pixar. Pixar isn't able to get there. It's going to be over to Verlash. Verlash off to the side wall. Cracks, looking for possession. Isn't able to get the ball, isn't able to do much with that ball. It's going to be Pixar getting demoed on the way to try to get a pass to Verlash. Verlash and Pixar, the duo team, but this time it's Memento getting the shot off the pass from Verlash, and we're up 2-0 now for Team White. Team White, they had a little bit of a snag in game number 1, but they're warmed up and ready to play against a good team, and they're so far doing superb. Oh my goodness, this is what we like to see, everybody. Cracks gets the 50-50 over to Verlash. Verlash ends up getting beat on the 50-50 by Cracks, but luckily for him, Memento is there to save himself. Jakey's taking possession on the back wall. Fakes it down, looks at the 50-50. Isn't able to do much with it, but he loses the 50 just in a way where his team can maintain possession. However, Cracks ends up giving it away right to the Japanese pro. Verlash with the flip reset. It's on target, saved away at the final moment by Cracks. And so far, Team White are still only up by 2 due to that superb save coming out of the likes of Cracks. However, Memento off the pass from his teammate there sets up Pixar. And after an outstanding team play, Team White are now up by 3. Look at this Verlash pass to Memento. Memento off the backboard here for Pixar. Honestly, Verlash probably could have scored too, but them both going there only solidified the fact that they knew that they were going to score. Ball's going to get launched over to the side, back to Jakey's. Jakey's 50s the ball across. Now back to Memento. Memento into the air, gets the ball past 1. Tries to get it past 2, isn't able to do so. Pixar puts the ball over to the side wall. Snub trying to maintain possession here, pinches the ball off the backboard instead. Looks at the follow-up, gets a 50-50 past everybody except Memento. And there you go. Of course, we got Pixar and Verlash, super fast players, but the cold and calm collectiveness of Memento is what saves the shot and gets himself a second goal on the opposite side of the field. 3 minutes left in the clock, and Team White are looking like the dominant force. Flue Esports Pink in game number 1 definitely looked strong. However, right now, they're not looking like they're adapting. That's something that they were doing before very, very well, was adapting to the play and what was happening. But so far, they're not connecting. And if they don't manage to keep connecting on their touches, keep connecting on their possessions, Team White are just going to gobble that up. And right now, Pixar looks at the 50-50, pinches it with Memento. Memento now, back over to Cracks. Cracks off the backboard. Ends up getting blocked out by Pixar. Pixar looks at the pass down the field. Pixar looks at the follow-up. Tries to look for a pass mid. Pinches it mid. Now back over to Verlash. Verlash down to Snub. Snub fakes out the ball for 1. Jakey's tries to get the ball pinched on target, but Pixar manages to come back just in the nick of time. Pixar on 0 boost, looking for a pass out mid. Actually fakes out 2 of the Flue Esports defenders, but Snub, his third man, goes for it and gets the block. But luckily for Team White, that's going to be an amazing pinch out of defense. However, the ball is still not out of harm's way just yet for Team White as the ball gets hit off the backboard by Cracks. Cracks catches the ball, looks for the flick, saved away by Memento once more. And Team White looking to try and get another goal here. Jakey's pops the ball up. Verlash into the air, looking for the double tap off the backboard, follows it up, it's off the crossbar. Ball from Pixar, it's off the post, and Snub will try and clear the ball away. 2 minutes left on the clock, and Flue Esports, even though they got a sweep against their own team last time, it looks like Team White are just too much of a dominant force for them right now in this game number 2. However, after a triple commit from Team White, we see them get a first goal and bring the game back within 3. Remember, everybody, to cheer on your guys' favorite team. Cheer on Flue Esports. If you're a Flue Esports fan, cheer on Team White if you're a Havoc fan, or just cheer on both teams to have an amazing game. That's what we like to see. Amazing game, amazing gameplay. See all these teams improve. And remember, this is only the first tournament. We got a whole season to go through after the seeding tournament, and it's going to be an amazing feat to see who's going to be the winner after both splits. And guys who did not know, after the seeding tournament, the Academy League is going to be placed into a grid-style format where every single week there's going to be a double elimination tournament in which all the teams are going to participate in. And then after the teams participate in it, then whoever has the top 2 points in Academy will go into promotion relegation tournament and face off against the bottom 2 teams in Main League. And the Main League teams are going to be playing in a round-robin style tournament similar to seasons 3 through 9 for RLCS. But with that, Snub is going to get a second goal on the board here, as within the waning minutes of game number 2, Snub's trying to pop off and get the game win here for his team. However, right now, 4-2, Team White definitely can maintain this lead, but Team Flu Esports Pink have never given up before, and they've always been adaptable. Snub launches the ball down the field, should be an easy save here for Memento. Memento whiffs on the backboard, and Snub will get a hat trick for himself. Team White are falling apart here in the final minute of the game. Snub clears the ball off the backboard. It goes off the ceiling as well, and nobody on Team White was able to read that. And we're now back. 50 seconds left on the clock, and we're within 1. This is reminding me of what happened when Team Purple versus faced Team Gray back in the early on in Season 5, where Team Gray were up by 4 goals, 4-0 in the final minute. And Team Purple managed to win 5-4, and it never went to overtime. This could be something that matches, but Pixar, he's calm, he's collected. He knows he just needs to take possession and not panic, and he can win the game. Ball's gonna get launched down the field. Furlash has a chance to redirect it, gets it on target, and that's what we like to see. Pixar taking his time down the field to Furlash, and who else but Furlash, the Japanese man himself, clears the ball down the field. We do not get to see a lot of people from outside the region of North America, but Turpas playing on Team Swep and from OCE is a current semi-pro in OCE, 14 years old. Once he turns 15, is going to do magic in the OCE region. But Furlash, he's playing with Doomsy for the first ever RLCS season in Japan. He's here playing on Team White, and he's trying to show that even on high ping, he can still be the best player in the lobby. Memento looking for the 50-50. Gets the ball past 1. Pixar looks at the follow. Memento looks for a second 50-50. But now Team White. We have not seen any of these teams on stream just yet. So just give you guys a little bit of intel on these two teams. Team Gray, they end up being top 3 in the Havoc playoffs last season. They only ended up losing out to Team Gray in a Game 7. But of course, Team Gray ended up losing to Team Cyan in a Game 7 in the semifinals. Where, of course, we know from then on, Team Cyan managed to get the reverse sweep in a best of 7. So Team Gray are definitely a very strong team. They've lost and gone to the loose bracket. They ended up getting knocked down by Team White, but of course Team White are already in the grand finals. So Team Gray still have places to prove where they want to go. They have yet to face any of the Swep team, face any of the Flu Esports team. So if Team Gray do manage to get the win here, we could definitely see them try and make a run through both of the Flu Esports teams, as they are going to be coming up next in the bracket. Turpas. If you guys do not know who Turpas is, or Terps as he's named right now in game, he is an OCE semi-pro who's going to be currently teaming this season with Swep and their third Rue. So if you guys do not know who Turpas is, he's going to be definitely somebody to look up for in the next coming month, as he's still 14, but he's about to turn 15, and we might be able to see him in the RLCS very, very soon. However, minute left on the clock here, minute off the clock here, and Team Swep have already stepped up here and gotten the first goal. Matthias Maximus is the permanent sub right now for Team Gray. He's going to be subbing in here for Faith. Faith was not able to participate in the tournament tonight, but so far, the one person we have never seen on stream before is Rue. It's going to be up to Rue to see if he can perform for his first time on stream. And if he does manage to perform on stream this time, he's definitely going to be a player that we're going to be on the lookout for throughout the rest of the season. Here comes Matthias, clearing the ball down the field. Now back over to Alpha. Abdiel into the air, looking to hit the ball off the backboard with the follow-up. Abdiel, definitely one of the more improved players. Abdiel's similar to Thirsty in regards to his massive improvement. He started out GC1 in Havoc, has gone all the way into GC3 in the span of less than a season, and he's someone who's been putting in as much practice and effort as he can to try and get back into form for this next season. He wants to be a person who can win Havoc. He's definitely a good representative of what Havoc stands for and what we want to see from Havoc. So if we can see him continue to improve, then hopefully we can see him by the end of the season continue to try and improve. There we go, Team Gray managing to tie up the game here using the European spelling, because personally I find the E looks a lot better than the A whenever I'm looking at the word gray. However, I prefer the American spelling in things like crayon and color. Speaking of which, everybody, what are your guys' opinions, as a little bit of fact here, what are your guys' opinions on how words should be spelled? Do you guys like the English versions of words or the American version of words? And say which ones as we wait for the next goal coming up here, as we're in a little bit of a quiet spell between these two teams. I've already said my opinion personally. I think gray from the European spelling is a lot better, but crayon and color I prefer in the American spelling. But who knows? Maybe you guys have different opinions. Now back over to 18 manager. Clears the ball over to the sidewall. Rue putting the ball up the sidewall, tries to look for a hit off the back wall. It's going to be cleared away by Avdiel, but he ends up hitting the ball away. Turpas into the air, looks at the follow-up, not being able to get back to the ball. Turpas playing, I believe, on around 160 to 180 ping. That's normally what OCE gets to US West servers. And of course, just with Team White, since Furlash is playing, since Turpas is playing, we are playing on West servers. Also get cleared forward, back over to Turpas. Turpas into the air, looking for the follow-up, gets the flip reset. It's going to be blocked out by Avdiel. But now Rue into the air, looking for a double off the corner, isn't able to get back to the ball. Swep will look for a shot, it's going to be off target, but he manages to get the follow-up, and Team Swep will get another goal. Remember, this is just a best of one, ladies and gentlemen, between these two teams. Whoever wins just a singular game will win the series and move on to the bracket. Can Team Gray manage to do it, or will Team Swep manage to clutch out a win here? Thank you to everybody who's followed over the last couple days. We've gotten over 20 plus followers in the last couple days. Thank you so much who's been showing up, showing your support, and watching the stream. It's been a pleasure streaming and casting for you guys over the last couple days, and I cannot wait to do it throughout the entire season. Alpha clears the ball forward. Looking for the follow-up is Rue. Rue over to Matthias. Matthias clears the ball forward. Back over to Avdiel, but Turpas will get the dunk on him. Matthias looking for the block, clears the ball over to the side, over to Swep. Swep looking for the follow-up, pinches the ball over to the side. Rue looks for a shot, but now Avdiel pops the ball up high. Turpas looking for the double tap, ends up getting dunked on by Matthias. Ball off the sidewall, over to Avdiel. Avdiel clears the ball forward, but it's not going to be a good follow-up there from Alpha. Matthias gets the ball taken away by Rue, but Alpha will look for the follow-up. Swep has time here on the ball, looking to try and get it past Avdiel. I believe right now Swep for a little bit earlier on in the server was named Avdiel Fanboy, so maybe he's a fanboy of Avdiel. Maybe it'll cause some nerves here, but so far we have not seen it. It's going to be a double commit from Matthias and Avdiel. Follow-up from Alpha. It's going to be off the crossbar, and he's not going to be able to get the follow-up, but Swep ends up making it awkward and pitches the ball back into his own corner. Avdiel gets the ball 50'd out mid. It's going to be followed from Alpha. Alpha has a chance here to double tap the ball, but isn't able to get back to it. Passes the ball mid. 15 seconds left on the clock here before Team Gray to be able to tie it up. Turpas isn't able to get back to the ball. Gets demoed out by Swep. Now back to Rue. Rue hits the ball hard off the backboard. Over to Matthias. Matthias can't get the follow-up, but AT manager will clear the ball down the field over to Turpas. Turpas keeps the ball in the air. Followed up now back to Matthias. Matthias into the air once more. Tries to look for a pass down. It's going to hit the ground, and Team Swep will move on in the bracket. Team Swep, minutes on the clock. Let's get into this. Ball now back, popped up high. Ball's going to be now launched over to Turpas. Turpas into the air. Flicks the ball up high once more. Ball back over to Swep. Swep into the air. Here comes Swep. Swep now into the air once again. Trying to take possession. Tries to get the ball past one. This is going to be Flu Esports here. Flu Esports Black versus Team Swep. Will we see the rematch between both of the Flu Esports teams as we saw in the winter semifinal? Or will we see Team Swep move on to face Team Flu Esports Pink in the losers final? Swep takes a long shot. It's going to be popped up high. Looking for the follow-up. Here is Tunda once more. Rue puts the ball over to the side. Looking for a pass mid. He's not going to be able to get there. It's going to be back over to Swep. Swep waiting down the field. Looking to try and get the clear off the backboard. Isn't able to do so, but Rue will try and get there now. Eli taking possession once more. Back over to Swep. Swep wasn't able to get a control touch, and Tunda will clear the ball away. Now, back over to Swep. now going to be once more into the hands of Eli. Eli onto the backboard, isn't able to get there, and Swep will take it over to Turpas. Now, Turpas, if you guys do not know who Turpas is, he's an OCE semi-pro player who's actually managed to face off against teams like Renegades in previous tournaments. So he's definitely somebody with experience. However, we do have to acknowledge he's playing on around 180 ping. Swep into the air, back over to Turpas. Turpas pops the ball over one, tries to get it over Swep, but ends up being a center for Rue. Rue looks for the shot, gets the dunk, but it's going to be off the crossbar, and it's going to be over to Eli to take the ball away. Eli gets a pinch down the field, goes straight into the hands of Swep. Swep clears the ball right back to Tunda. Tunda couldn't get back to the ball. Over to Rue now once again. Rue looking to try and get a goal this time, isn't able to put the ball on target. And now me back over to Turpas. Rue trying to pass the ball mid. Swep here has a chance to put it on target, but ends up putting a weak shot. It's going to be over back into the hands of Rue, who gets the ball hit past him, and Eli will be looking for a double tap down the field. Luckily for Team Swep, Swep manages to clear the ball off the backboard, and it's going to be back into the hands of Swep to look for a quick shot. It's going to roll at the post. Almost a quick opportunity there for Team Swep, but they weren't able to sneak it in past that post. Ball's going to get cleared off the backboard. Follow up now. Tunda looks for the shot. It's going to be the first goal on the board, and Tunda will be the one to get the win here. Swep manages to get the 50-50 over the last defender, and Tunda's just there waiting, trusting his teammate to get that 50-50. Now with half the game left remaining, we're now 1-0 in the hands of Flu Esports Black. Turpas taking possession. Now into the hands of Eli. Eli tries to clear the ball across. Back to Tunda, and Tunda will get a second goal on the board once more. Flu Esports Black are definitely trying to show that they're top 3 material in the Havoc League tournament here. But we have seen Team Swep do well against Team Gray, and Team Gray have always shown to be strong against teams like Flu Esports Black. So let's see if Team Swep can adapt and come back in this game. As you do not know, the rest of these matches tonight will be best of 3, as otherwise we'd probably be up till past 1 a.m. PST, rather than past 1 a.m. EST. But now Eli looks for the pass mid. Chance here for Swep. It's going to be off the crossbar. Tunda looks for the hat trick. Isn't able to get back to it, though. And the ball's going to get launched down the field once more by Swep. Rue taking possession here on the back wall. Tries to pass it back to Swep. Swep up the sidewall looking for a follow-up. Pops it up high. Now back over to Rue. Rue into the offensive corner, looking for a pass down. Still only a 2-goal lead. Turpas looks for the pinch mid. Isn't able to get it to go anywhere, and now it's going to be over to Swep. Swep loses the 50-50 back to Turpas, and looks like Swep's going to be looking for a fake, but Turpas takes a long shot down the field. Ends up giving away possession, though, and Eli will now be the one tasked to try and keep the ball on the offensive side of the field. Swep looks at the flip reset into the wave dash, but ends up not getting the flip reset to manage to keep himself in the play. But now Turpas, the OCE semi-pro, trying to get the ball past one of the defenders, isn't able to do so. Now Turpas, once again, 50-50s the ball down the field. Swep against Swep right now. Manages to get the ball past 2 players and ends up balling one of his own teammates. Be over to Rue. Rue gets the 50-50. Ball's going to bounce up high. Now back over to Swep. Swep, 0 boost on the ball. It's going to be a free shot here for Tunda. Tunda does manage to get the hat trick. And right now, Team Flu Esports Black looking very strong here in game number 1. It looks like the little bit of a break did not put a damper in their spirits. Looked like the loss did not put a damper in their spirits. And now with 1 minute left in the game, they're up 3-0 and are going to be looking to try and sweep the likes out of Team Swep. Ball's going to be cleared over to the side wall, over to Rue. Rue to the backboard. It's going to be followed up by Turpas. Turpas looks for a hit off the backboard, followed from Swep, but Swep ends up missing the touch. And once again, Team Swep's only fallacy right here in regards to how good they are is their accuracy on shooting. Just not able to get the ball back into the back of the net, or at least when they do put it on target, they end up hitting it with their purse, meaning that they just can't put power on it. Tunda tries to take possession. Isn't able to get back to it. But now it's going to be over the Turpas. Turpas gets read by Swep. Ball's going to get launched on target, and Rue's going to try and save the ball away. Tunda trying to maintain possession. Hits the ball over to Rue. And now Tunda will look for a 4th goal. Isn't able to get it on target, though. And Team Swep are going to manage to keep this within 3 goals. They've still yet to score a single goal here, so maybe in the last 10 seconds they'll look to try and get a consolation goal. But overall, they're going to have to try and reset before they get into game 2 here. Otherwise, Flu Esports Black are going to easily get back into the losers finals and get a rematch against the other Flu Esports team. But Flu Esports Black have been looking very, very strong. So let's see who's going to get this win here on Beckwith Park Stormy. Rue tries to take possession here in the back corner. Over to Tunda. Tunda to the backboard. Now back over to Swep. Sweep, excuse me. Rue clears the ball down the field, but Eli should be able to get a read on here. Looks for a double back off the corner. Isn't able to get it past Rue, though. Rue just taking his time. Pitches the ball up to the backboard. Tunda fakes the ball on the backboard, leaving it for his teammate. That's going to be a triple commit coming out of the likes of Team Swep, and the ball's going to get cleared away. Rue passes the ball out mid, but Turpos on 180 ping manages to get back just in the nick of time to get that save. Now you have to remember, on 180 ping, if a shot comes in very, very quickly for Turpos, he's not going to be able to see the ball go in, much less read it. So let's see if that's going to be a factor whenever he is on defense. But so far, he's managed to get the save at the last second, and see if he can continue to be the strong stellar force that he is. Turpos into the air, looks at the flip reset, flicks it on target, and we got the first goal on the board here for Team Swep as Turpos looking for with the flip reset, gets the ball in, 180 ping or not. His mechanics are definitely something to look at. I want to say thank you to Tazaro for the raid of 3. Sadly, we didn't get to see Tazaro on stream today, but we definitely will in the near future, playing with his new team. But now Eli into the air, pinches the ball forward over to Turpos. Turpos back over to Swep. But Swep doesn't get a touch, and Turpos will have to get the double in order to keep the ball out of harm's way. Double commit from Flu Esports Black, though. So Swalwell's going to be back now to Rue, excuse me. Swep taking possession. Tries to get the ball past Eli. Eli fake challenges the ball, but ends up popping it up high, giving Swep maybe a chance here on target. But he ends up just faking it and trying to give Turpos possession. Turpos gets the ball past one. The ball's in an empty net, but Tunda does manage to get back just in the nick of time. Back over to Swep. Swep tries to take possession, isn't able to get back to it, and now it's going to be back over to Eli. Eli back to Swep. Followed up now, here comes Turpos. Turpos into the air, looking for the air dribble. Gets the ball over one, but he ends up not having the boost to follow it again. Still 1-0 the scoreline off of Turpos' flip reset. And now with 3 minutes left on the clock, Team Flu Esports Black still looking to try and get back into this game. We're seeing some more sustained pressure here as we're getting to the midway point. However, Swep is looking for the goal, isn't able to get it in, and Tunda can't force it back through. And now Swep taking his time with 0 boost, trying to get it through. And now, as we're reaching the midpoint game, still 1-0 for Team Swep as they're trying to bring it to a game 3. Tunda pops the ball off the backboard, looking for a double tap, isn't able to put it on target, and ends up double committing with Eli. Tunda looks for a pass back just to maintain his possession, but he ends up getting demoed away. Swep misses the big boost, manages to get it back from the third man out of Team Swep, but Turpos ends up monkeying the ball and keeps the ball in the midfield line. But Swep manages to get a beautiful pass out mid to Eli. Eli has 0 boost, passes the ball backboard instead, and Swep will clear the ball down the field. But that's going to be an empty net. Rue can put it in the back of the net, and that's what we like to see. Rue bring this game to a 2-0 lead. This has been a very long night, everybody. Thank you so much for putting up with me casting everything tonight. Of course, in future weeks, hopefully we'll have Lefstick and Steve here in order to help out with the casting, just so you're not always hearing my annoying voice. But so far, it's been a beautiful night seeing all these teams participate and try to do their best to improve, and I hope to see all these teams continue to improve throughout this entire season. Ball's going to get hit over to the side, back over to Swep. Swep gets 50-50. The ball's going to be off the back corner, but isn't able to hit back. Tunda hits it off the side wall, and Turpos will clear the ball forward. Eli, 50-50's the ball. It's going to be back over to Swep, but now back into the hands of Turpos. Turpos looking to take the ball slowly, gets the ball past Tunda, but ends up gifting the ball right into the hands of Sweep, excuse me. Sweep, 0 boost, pass the ball forward. Tunda does look for a shot on target, but still 2-0 here as we're approaching the final minute of the game. Swep looks for the pre-flip off the side wall. Gets a demo on Eli, and the ball will still remain on the offensive side for Team Swep. Tunda clears the ball down the field over to Turpos. Turpos hits the ball to the backboard. Follow up here potentially from Rue, but Sweep is going to clear the ball away. Eli passes the ball down, but ends up being a gifted pass down to Rue. Rue ends up not having the boost nor the ability to take possession on that ball, and Swep accidentally passes it back down to the ball, passes the ball down, Swep to Sweep, and Sweep will put the ball in the back of the net. Sweep looking to try and get a sweep here for his team, but they're still down by a goal in the final minute of the game. Flu Esports Black definitely trying to fight back and get a win here. However, with a minute left on the clock, still 2-1. And Team Swep should be able to get back into this game. Turpos passes the ball down to Swep. Swep has a chance here to pass him mid, pass the ball mid. Rue here has a chance to get the game back to a 2-goal lead. Isn't able to put it under the crossbar though, and once again, the fourth man for Team Flu Esports Black is the one who's mainly been stopping Rue. Rue's been putting the ball on target with some power, but he keeps hitting it off the woodwork, and it seems to be the main problem here in his offense. If he can just put the ball right under the crossbar here a couple more times, then we might be able to see him do more. But once again, he hits the ball off the crossbar, and if he keeps doing that going into game number 3, who knows if Team Swep are going to be able to get the win. Rue pops the ball off the side wall over to Swep. Swep tries to hit the ball forward, isn't able to do so, and Tunda will try and take possession. Eli, now over to Turpas. Turpas looking to follow the ball forward. Looks for an air dribble pop forward. Now over to Swep. Over to Swep. Swep flicks the ball high, but now with 5 seconds left on the clock, if the game is not tied up, we are going to see a game 3. If the ball touches the ground here at 0 seconds, he may have a final chance here, but Eli gets dunked, but the ball now touches the ground, and Team Swep, Rue. Let's see if he can put the ball under the crossbar. It looks like he's typed in chat. He swears that the crossbar hates him, but hopefully Rue can manage to come back and get the win here. It looks like he might be listening to the stream as he's playing. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. Tunda looking to take possession here off the back corner. Looks for a pass mid. Swep ends up getting a miss, but Rue ends up bailing out his entire team with the touch over to the midfield. Ball bounces out mid over to Swep. Swep passes the ball mid to Eli. Eli avoids the bump, but Tunda ends up pushing up the ball too far. Swep looks for a long shot. It's going to be saved away by Swep, but it goes right to Rue. Rue looks for a ball under the crossbar. This time he's lost power. Rue's still looking for a sweet spot between putting power on target but also being accurate. If he manages to just keep the same power but just barely put it under the crossbar, then we should be able to see his accuracy and power and the amount of goals he gets increase. However, shooting is something that can be very difficult to a lot of players in this game, and you definitely have to put in time to be good at it. Rue looking for the shot. It's going to be hit away. Pops the ball off the side wall. Tries to leave it for a pass for his teammate, Swep. Ends up giving away the ball to the OCE semi-pro. Turpas looks the ball off the ground, tried to get it past one, couldn't get the ground double tap, but Rue looks for a shot. It's under the crossbar this time, but it is saved away. Rue's accuracy and power have improved significantly since the last game, but it is saved away this time by Flu Esports Black. Flu Esports Black definitely want to try and get into the top 3 here. Even if they think they are going to lose to Flu Esports Pink, they do definitely want to be top 3 in seeding. Rue hits the ball off the side wall. It's going to be followed up here by Tunda. Tunda clears the ball down the field over to Swep. Swep down to Rue. Rue clears the ball down the field now once again over to Swep. Swep trying to maintain possession, probably look for a pass mid. Ends up getting helped out by the other team, but this time Swep is here for the ball and clears the ball on target. Tunda has a chance for a redirect. It's going to be saved away at the last second by the 180 ping man, but Team Flu Esports Black are still on the offensive side of the field. Swep looks for a flick past one, but Swep ends up getting it past both Swep and Turpas. Flicks the ball over. Ball's on the backboard. Follow-up from Eli. And Flu Esports Black are going to get first on the board here in the loser semifinal, Game 3. Look at this here from Swep. He manages to get the ball past everybody and gets the bump on Turpas. Now that's a first-man play if you've ever seen it, getting past all 3 players, opening up the net here for Flu Esports Black. And now it's going to be Team Swep from Havoc Esports trying to get back in here. Rue off the backboard, managed to save it away over to Swep. Swep clears the ball long down the field, but Eli sends it right back. However, Tunda's a little bit quicker to the ball, and Turpas wasn't able to get back to it. Swep looks for a clear off his own back ball. Great possession. Can he get it past Eli? No. Eli will get demoed, but ends up going to be setting up Swep. But Swep messes up the power slide cut, and luckily for Team Swep, it's still going to only be 1-0 halfway through this game. Swep gets a demo on Eli. Looks like Swep's looking to get a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side of the field. Ball's going to get launched back over to Swep. Swep trying to maintain possession here. Swep into the air, looking for the air dribble. Trying to maintain possession, couldn't flick it past Tunda. Tunda looking for a pass here to Eli and get the bump. Eli looks for the double tap. Going to be followed up here by Swep, and there's going to be no save. Flu Esports Black now 2-0. 2 minutes left on the clock, and they're starting to really look aggressive. Eli looks for the double tap, and Turpas just couldn't get back to that ball. Swep missed as well, and Flu Esports Black doing what they can to try and get an easy win here in Game 3 as they move on to the losers final. Tunda trying to clear the ball long. Back over to Rue. Rue now back down to Eli. Eli tries to hit the ball off the backboard. Follow up from Swep. Turpas now taking possession. He was the one who got the goal lead for his team in game number 2. And it looks like that's an empty net. Can Swep put it on target? He pinches it off the ground, and we're back within 1. Team Swep are still in this. Look at this right now. Turpas centers the ball at the backboard. All the players miss. And look at this. Swep ends up pinching the ball right over the defender. Those are the weird type of pinches that are very difficult to read, especially on higher ping. As somebody who is from US West, I'm used to seeing this type of higher ping bounces, but maybe these people who normally are in US East may have a little bit more time to get adjust to them as they have to play out here facing the OCE player. Swep loses the 50-50 back to Tunda. Tunda looking to maintain possession, but Turpas ends up losing the 50 back to Rue. Rue ends up getting the ball past 2. Swep is in a 1v1 position here. Looking to try and take the slow play, and he gets it past Eli at the last second. 2-2 the scoreline. We are back to a tied game. Look at this here from Swep. Just puts the ball right into the bottom left corner. Eli had no idea how to handle that 1v1 against him. But now 2-2, minute and a half left in the game. Will we see a game 3 OT? Swep clears the ball down the field over to Turpas. Turpas hits the ball off the backboard. Team Swep looking to try and take this lead here. It'll be a reverse sweep if Team Swep does manage to get the win here, but can they do it? That's a matter of something entirely. Look at that from Swep. He actually does an infinidash there to try and get some speed and go back to the ball. Very interesting to see here, especially out of teams that aren't professional. Ball back over to Rue. Rue ends up getting demoed out by Tunda. Tunda over to Swep. Swep hits the ball onto the ceiling. Now going to be back over to Turpas. Turpas ends up whiffing, something we haven't really seen from him all series, leaving Rue in a 1v1. But Swep ends up beating Rue at the last second, and Flu Esports Black will take the lead with 44 seconds to go. Look at this Rue. Swep ends up just getting a slight touch, and he beats Rue to the ball. Looks like Rue may need to practice his fast power slide turns in order to be able to get back to that ball. So if you guys don't know what a fast power slide turn, it's when you hold accelerate, and then you turn and power slide. But while you're power sliding, you let go of your accelerate button, and then you hold accelerate again as you finish the turn. But it looks like Swep is going to get the hat trick here to get their team to a 2-goal lead. And it looks like Flu Esports Black might be getting their rematch against the better Flu Esports team, or at least what was determined earlier in the bracket to be the better Flu Esports team. However, this time, Flu Esports Black will be the ones with the warm-up going against the cold Flu Esports Pink. Rue launches the ball into the field. Maybe the game's not over yet. Turpas puts the ball on target, and it is not over. Back within 1. Looks like Furlash is hoping that this doesn't go to no T. But who knows with how well Turpas has been playing striking-wise. If they can keep setting up the ball for Turpas, then we might see an OT here. Turpas wins the kickoff. Swep looks for a shot off the kickoff, but Eli will get the save. 30 seconds remaining. Eli gets the demo, sets up Turpas. Turpas loses the 50 back over to the midfield, and it's going to be over to Swep. Swep gets the 50-50 with Tunda. Ball over to Rue. Rue may have a chance here to redeem himself. Looking for a shot, isn't able to do so. Now ball back to Eli. Eli looking for a solo play, trying to waste down the clock. Rue into the air, gets out 50. 5 seconds left of the clock. Remember, if the ball touches the ground at 0 seconds, the game is over. Turpas keeps the ball in the air. Turpas still in the air. Ball gets dunked off of him, but the ball's still up high. Into the side, and Flu Esports Black will get the win. Win game number. I realized what I said, but this has been a long night for me, okay? Snub wins the kickoff right away. Tunda clears the ball away. Now it's going to be over to J-Keys. J-Keys leaves it for Snub, gets called off. Now it's going to be back into the hands of Tunda. Tunda taking possession, back over to Swep. Swep down to Snub. Snub ends up getting a mistouch, and J-Keys will try and bail him out, and Snub will clear the ball out to the midfield line. Eli clears the ball over to the side wall, over to Cracks. Cracks gets the ball past 1. Now back over to Snub. Snub manages to get the 50-50. So now it can be back into the hands of Snub, looking for the shot, gets the doomsy dish. And it looks like Snub, trying to play off the little bit of toxicity that Pixcar showed in chat, wants to get some revenge against Team White, and he's definitely not slowed down at all this entire night. 4.5 minutes left on the clock, 1-0 already for Flu Esports Pink. They're going to be looking to be warmed up and ready and raring to go as they try and beat Flu Esports Black here. Of course, they have J-Keys on their team. Maybe they tried to look into try to do some free player reviews here right before this after they lost to Team White, but Eli is just going to solo his way through. Now with 4 minutes left on the clock, Flu Esports Black definitely looking strong. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Already a minute into the game, and it's tied 1-1. Let's see how this series is going to continue to go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to know your opinion. Who do you guys think is going to come out with a win in this series? Do you think that Team Flu Esports Pink is going to get the win just as they did in the winner semifinals? Or do you think that Flu Esports Black are going to get revenge and move on to face Team White for the first time this tournament? Looks like Snub gets a follow-up and manages to beat out 2 defenders once again. Snub has been looking very strong all night long, just hasn't been able to be on the same level as people such as Furlash and Pixcar at this moment in time. Of course, Snub, he was on a break. He did used to play a long time ago as a very high-ranked player, but then until recently, he's just gotten back into the game. Tunda looks for the hit the ball off the backboard, looking for the double tap, isn't able to get it past Cracks. Cracks looks for the double tap, isn't able to get there, and Eli puts the ball off the backboard. Jakey's whiffs. Swep looking for the follow-up, isn't able to put it on target, and Snub will clear the ball away. Cracks clears the ball now, over to Swep. Swep looks for a pass out mid, but Jakey's will maintain possession. Jakey's looks for the pre-flip, isn't able to get the touch though, and Tunda will now be the one with the ball. Tunda trying to maintain possession here, but he's caught in a very awkward situation, but he manages to keep the ball near his car for a good few seconds there, but now he's going to have to rush back to his own side, try and get the ball back over to the offense. Cracks looking to turn on this ball early, pinches the ball over. Now over to Cracks. Over to Swep now. Swep isn't able to get back to the ball, and Tunda will try and maintain possession now. Tunda looking for a hit off the back wall, followed up from Snub, but still Flu Esports Pink are taking the lead here 2-1. Eli hits the ball up off the crossbar, isn't able to get back to it. Now going to be back over to Swep. Swep over to Snub, isn't able to get back to it. It's now going to be over to Eli once more. Tunda taking possession, clearing the ball forward, looking to get another touch, isn't able to do so. It's now going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks over to Eli. Eli ends up leaving it for Tunda. Tunda, though, doesn't recover too well, but he managed to get back to the ball in time. However, now Snub's going to be the one tasked to clear the ball down the field. Ends up sending it right for the other team, but no one on Flu Esports Black was ready and raring. Something that you guys should know is try to keep your third man behind the midfield line so you can always face forward, because if you're facing your own net when you're that third man, you're going to lose so many opportunities that you can keep the ball on offense. Try to keep the ball on offense and include it in trying to keep the ball on offense with possession, because if you're facing your own net, you lose pressure, and if you lose pressure, you lose possession, and therefore you lose the ball. So make sure you guys, whenever you're that third man, face forward behind that midfield line and support your teammates in the best way possible. Tunda looking to clear the ball down the line. Snub will take possession. Now back over now is Swep. Swep trying to maintain possession, isn't able to get it past him. Now Eli will try and clear the ball down the field. Ball's launched off the side wall. Over to Cracks. Cracks up the side wall once more. Over to Swep. Swep keeps the ball on offense, but Flu Esports Pink are looking much more dominant, much more fluid in their rotations compared to earlier tonight. Who knows, Jakey's maybe did go over some replays with them, because right now their rotations are looking strong. Even though this game is within 1, or now should I say within 2, Flu Esports Pink are looking like the dominant team. Look at this here from Cracks. Hits the ball off the backboard, and he gets the double tap. This is what we like to see. 3-1 the scoreline, minute and a half left on the clock, and Flu Esports Pink are looking to try and sweep their way into the grand finals to try and get a rematch against Team White. Of course, if you guys do not know, Team White did end up winning the seeding tournament and then didn't lose a single game until the final week of Split 1. So Team White, if they're looking to redo what they did early on last season, let's see if they can do it this time. But a minute left on the clock, 3-1. Tunda looks for the follow-up, and now with a minute left on the clock, we're still back within 1, as Flu Esports Black do not want to go out without a fight. Oh my goodness, everybody, I just looked at the time. I've been casting now for 3 hours, but I hope you guys have enjoyed the casting, aside from my few mess-ups, or maybe even enjoyed the mess-ups. But now Jakey's going to clear the ball down the field over to Tunda. Tunda trying to maintain possession, gets the ball past 1. Tunda ends up getting demoed out by Snub, but Eli will get the ball, continue onto offense. Snub tries to hit the ball over 1, but he ends up getting bumped away over to Tunda now. Tunda Back to Jakey's. Jakey's just clears the ball down. All Team Flu Esports Pink has to do is just continue to maintain possession and just overall keep trying to waste down that clock. But Jakey's going to do one more than that, take the goal lead to 2 once more with 30 seconds left in the clock. And with that, Flu Esports Pink looking to continue it, looking to continue being aggressive. So far, Flute Esports, all 3 of their teams participating in Academy and Main League have looked very strong. They definitely look like they have what it needs to win a Havoc tournament. Of course, we saw Flute Esports White and Academy win the entire thing yesterday, but we're seeing from both these teams they can go far in the tournament. However, would it be enough to take on and beat Team White? Team White, after losing in the grand finals last season, they're going to be out for, they're going to pull out all the stops. They're going to be making sure they do their best to win this season. Otherwise, who knows what's going to happen after that. Tunda clears the ball across. Now back over to Swep. Swep pinches the ball off the sidewall. It's going to be back over to Cracks. Cracks leaves it for Snub the challenge, but Snub ends up getting beat. Now with 9 seconds left on the clock, it technically is possible to come back in this game, however, very unlikely. And most likely, this is going to be Game 1 going over to Flute Esports Pink. So we've got a redeemed highlight message here from Swep's Go Flute Esports Black. Indeed, it looks like we got Swep cheering on Flute Esports Black. Apparently he wants to see some new matchups, as of course Flute Esports Pink versus Team White rematch would be fun. But of course seeing new matchups, especially at the beginning of the season, is something that I personally would like to see more. Who knows though, no matter what, the grand finals tonight are going to be fun to watch nonetheless. Is still going to lose, even if he is cheering on the team. However, the ball's still going to be hit over and cleared away once more. But Flu Esports Pink will be on the scoreboard first. That is what we like to see. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this here from Flu Esports Pink, managing to get the goal. Puts the ball right into the back of the net. Eli just couldn't get back to it. Jakey's trying to maintain possession. Manages to hit the ball off the sidewall for his team, but ends up being Eli speeding to the ball. Tunda trying to maintain possession here on the offensive side. Ends up getting beaten out by Jakey's. Eli ends up getting beat out. Ball's going to be on target. Tunda can get the save here. Puts the ball over to the side. Now with 30 seconds off the clock already, Snub back on the best car in the game, trying to make sure that his team can get through this. Ball going to be on target, and Jakey's will follow through once more, and Team Pink from Flute Esports is looking very strong at this moment in time. You have to wonder, is Team White going to be worried? Honestly, I don't think Team White will be too worried going into this series. However, Flute Esports Pink, when warmed up last time, were still a scary team to see. Snub looks for the beat, isn't able to do so. Jakey's will clear the ball down the field. Now over to Eli. Eli pops the ball off the backboard. Looks like there's going to be no follow-up, but Cracks pre-flips with 0 boost to get the ball back out to the midfield line. Cracks, though, ends up going for the ball again, even though he was under it. And he ends up getting dunked on, and the ball will still remain on the offensive side of the field here for Flute Esports Black. Tunda clears the ball down the field. Now back over to Swep. Swep into the air, looks for the redirect, isn't able to get back to it, though. And now it's going to be over to Jakey's. Tunda over to Eli. Eli trying to maintain possession, though, gets beat by Jakey's. Ball's going to be off the backboard. Snub looks for the follow, isn't able to get back to it, and Cracks, and now the one tasked with trying to take possession and clear the ball away. Snub pops the ball up high over to Swep. Swep ends up losing possession, but it's going to be a double commit out of Flute Esports Pink. It's going to be over to Cracks, tasked with the one, try and redeem his team's possession here and get the ball away from harm. Snub looks for a pass out mid. Jakey's ends up getting beat out by his own teammate, but Snub will keep the ball on the offensive side of things. 3 minutes left on the clock. Flute Esports Pink still with the 2-goal lead. Cracks taking possession here. Ends up centering it for the other team, but that's going to be a ball hit off target this time by Flute Esports Black, and Jakey's will be the one tasked with taking possession. Jakey's looking for the follow-up, tries to flick the ball forward over to Swep, isn't able to do so. Now back to Cracks. Cracks trying to maintain possession. Over to Eli. Eli hits the ball back. Now over to Tunda. Tunda gets dunked on by Cracks, and Cracks will take a long shot down the field. Is the ball on target? No, it's off the post, but follow from Jakey. It's off the crossbar. And now with half the game now left to go, still 2-0, Flute Esports Pink. We're seeing a lot more pressure here from Flu Esports Pink, but they just aren't able to get that 3-goal lead. If it was a 3-goal lead at this point, I'd say the game is over. Cracks takes the long shot. Eli will get back to it, but now it's going to be back over to the likes of Jakeys. Jakeys leaves it back to Snub. Snub ends up getting beat out, but the ball's going to go right back into the hands of Cracks. Ball now launched up field. Over to Eli. Eli looking for the shot. It's going to bounce down. Isn't able to get back to it. Now it's going to be over to Cracks. Cracks looking for the double tap once more. Gets the shot. It's going to be off target. Now it's going to be over to Tunda. Has a chance for an empty net, but he gets dunked on by Snub on the top of the goal box. Tunda clears the ball down the field. Now over to Eli. Eli pinching the ball forward, looking for the follow-up, is Sweep, isn't able to get back to it, so now it can be back into the hands of Tunda. Tunda launches the ball down the field, chance here for Sweep, isn't able to get back to it. Now over to Snub. Snub gets beat up by Sweep. Over to Cracks. Cracks, though, ends up getting a missed touch. Now with a minute and a half left in this game, Tunda manages to put the ball in the back of the net. Both goalies were not enough to stop it, and Flu Esports Black still have a chance. Flu Esports Pink, they definitely want to try and get a sweep here. They're tired, they are fatigued, but they want to show that they're a stronger team, though. If they manage to get the sweep, that will definitely make it easier for them going into the grand final. Ball over to Cracks. Cracks trying to maintain possession here. Back over to Eli. Eli finishes it across, but now in the waning minutes of this game, can Team Black here from Flu Esports get another goal, or will Flu Esports Pink manage to solidify the win here in a sweep? Ball's going to get launched on target, and Tunda will tie up the game. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe we do have a Game 3, but however, we still have a minute left to go. Will we see a Game 3? Will we not see a Game 3? That question will be answered here in the next minute. However, no matter what, this is a close game. These are close teams, but can Flu Esports Pink clutch out the win, or will Flu Esports Black manage to take this to a Game 3? Snub taking possession here, tries to pinch the ball mid, gets dunked on by Eli. Jakeys tries to clear the ball down the field, as it's now going to be back into the hands of Eli once more, but it goes over to Jakeys. Jakeys takes a chip shot, it's off the post. Follow up from Jakeys, it's going to be off target, and Sweep actually pre-jumps the ball right in the nick of time. Cracks, back over down to the middle. Over now, here comes Tunda. Tunda trying to maintain possession. It's the ball high. Now into the air, pins the ball forward, over to Eli. Eli gets beat out by Snub. Ball down in the middle. It's going to be a missed touch. Tunda can't get back to it, and Flu Esports Pink will take the lead once more. Look at this here from Cracks. 50s the ball over to the side of the wall, and Tunda just can't get back to it. This is what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. 3-2 now. Flu Pink doing his best, doing their best to try and get back into that grand final for a rematch against Team White. But here we go. Sweep manages to tie up the game here. We thought Flu Esports Pink may have had it in the bag, but off of a play here from Eli, gets the pinch out mid, and Sweep manages to get there. It looks like Cracks did not remain on the back post there. So here, ladies and gentlemen, that's why we want to wait on that back post, because if you wait on that front post as support player, all it takes is a pinch across the net, and it's going to be a free net for the other team. Sweep trying to maintain possession here. Clears the ball across, leaves it for Eli. Eli has a chance to win the game, but Jakeys ends up playing it patient and being okay. 10 seconds left on the clock, and we may have overtime here in game number 2. Ball's going to get launched over now. Back over to the side wall. Eli has a chance to take possession. Ends up getting demoed, though. Chance here for Sweep. Sweep gets the 50-50, and the ball will remain in the air. If the ball touches the ground here, we will have overtime, but Tunda looking for the hat trick. Ball's going to get bopped down to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, we have overtime in game number 2. If Flu Esports Pink win this, we see them in the grand finals. But if they lose this, we have another game on our hands. Tunda clears the ball away. Jakeys will hit the ball forward over to Cracks. Cracks tries to pass the ball mid, but Snub will play it patiently this time in this overtime. Eli hits the ball over to the side wall, over to Sweep. Sweep ends up getting bumped by Eli. Eli trying to pass the ball down. This could be the one to win it. They end up not being able to connect on the pass. Snub leaves it for Cracks. Cracks ends up giving away the ball, though, looking for the dunk, but he manages to get the bump instead. Tunda has a ton of time on this ball, ends up just clearing the ball right into Jakeys' hands. Jakeys will get the 50-50. Ball back to Snub. Snub gets the 50-50, but goes back to Tunda. Tunda gets dunked on by Cracks. Cracks here has a chance for a solo play. Looks for the flick. Gets it under one. Can't get it past Sweep, and Jakeys will hit the ball to the backboard. Back over now is Snub. Snub wave dashes into position, loses the 50 back to Cracks. Cracks tries to maintain possession here. Looks for the quick shot. It's going to be an own goal from Tunda. Tunda gets a hat trick, but not in the way that he thought he would. And with a minute into overtime, Cracks will get the credit for the goal off the own goal from Tunda. And Flu Esports Pink will move on to the grand finals and face off once following and the Tier 1 sub. Welcome to the stream. Let's get this started. Flu Esports Pink versus Team White. Let's see who manages to get the win here. Pixacar already clears the ball down the field. Remember earlier today, Team White managed to win in an OT 5-4, and Pixacar has already scored 1-0 already, 12 seconds in, and Team White looking to try and re-sweep Team Pink here from Flu Esports. Remember, everybody, thank you guys so much for the donate. Thank you guys so much for everybody who has subscribed tonight. And remember, if you guys do not know it, we actually get prize pool from people who support during the stream in regards to donations. So if you guys do not want to support the org, but you do want to support the players, you can click the donation button down below and then donate to the prize pool for these teams for the end of the season. Remember, we got a few months to the end of the season, but so far, Team White looking strong, 2-0 already here, 30 seconds in. This is completely different from game number 1 last time we saw these teams face off, where Flu Esports Pink actually had the lead for some of the game. However, right now, Team White are the ones with the lead. They're going to be continuing to try and get the aggression that they need and continue to push the ball forward. But thank you to everybody who has subscribed tonight, and thank you to everybody who has cheered tonight to support the organization. Every time we get supported, we put it directly into trying to grow the organization and make these matches better for all these players until hopefully we can make it a self-sustaining system. But now, Snub down the field, ends up giving the ball right over to Pixacar. Pixacar 50-50s the ball across the field over to Memento. Memento on the Fennec, passes it down to Pixacar. Pixacar looking for the hat trick, but ends up going straight to Memento. And a minute into the game, Team White already up 3-0. Team White have no problems right now. They're warmed up. Oh my goodness, look at them. Team White, they're warmed up and raring to go right now at this moment in time. Even though they haven't played for a few matches here, they're still warmed up, and it's going to be up to Flu Esports Pink actually to try and warm up into this series. Looks like the speed of Team White, at least for the first minute, was too fast for them, but Cracks right off the kickoff will get another goal. And that's been happening all night. Flu Esports Pink, even if they don't have the best aggression, Cracks has been so good at the follow-up that he always manages to get the kickoff goal. He's gotten a few kickoff goals tonight just off of the aggression as the support player on the kickoff. However, Team White, they're not going to be phased. They're still up 2-0. However, Snub looks for the flick. It's going to be over, and now Pixacar is going to be looking for his third goal of the game. Pixacar flicks the ball up high. Cracks does manage to get the save, but he's out of boost, and Snub will be the one tasked to take possession out to offense. If you guys do not know, Snub actually used to be somebody who used to play with Mesco and I whenever we played 2s or whatever. Because back in the past, Mesco and I, we were the Havoc Season 1 champions. But at that time, we tried to play in RLCS, and Snub was actually somebody we always ran into in rank. So it's nice to see him come back into Rocket League and actually get to participate in a Havoc tournament now after knowing him for so long. Memento clears the ball off the side wall. Over to Furlash. Furlash looks for the shot, and that's going to be another 3-goal lead back in the hands of Team White. Because you guys do not know, Furlash, he is teaming with Doomsy and another player. I do apologize to that third. I did not remember your name, but if you guys know Doomsy, he barely missed out on making Worlds in RLCS Season 1, and now lives in Asia North, and who he now is teaming with Furlash for the next, or I should say first, Japanese RLCS season. Pixacar hits the ball across over to Snub. Snub will win the 50-50, but with 3 minutes left on the clock, Team White right now are looking like a very dominant force. Jakeys looks for the center up and high, over to Memento. Memento pinches the ball across over to Pixacar. Pixacar back over to Furlash. Furlash is able to get a touch, but it ends up being centered over to the other team. And now it's over to Memento to try and take possession. Pixacar looks for a pass out mid to Furlash. Pixacar looks for a pre-flip, try to regain possession. But now it's going to be back over to Memento. Memento trying to maintain possession. Pops the ball over one. Furlash over to Pixacar. Pixacar now off his own back wall. Looks at the flip reset. Gets it over Snub. Ball's bouncing in, and Pixacar will get his hat trick of his first hat trick of the series. Look at this from Pixacar. Gets it across the entire field. Snub wasn't able to get the read. And now with 2 minutes left on the clock, it's 5-1. 2 minutes left on the clock. Flu Esports Pink trying to warm back into the series, but Pixacar ends up not being able to get back to it on the kickoff. That's the second kickoff goal that Flu Esports Pink have had. However, it looks to be a mess up from Memento that ended up leading to it being caused, so it's not too big of a deal. Team White definitely still have the 3-goal lead. However, in Game 2 of the last series, we saw Team White face against Team Pink from Flu Esports. Blue Sports actually managed to almost come back and win that game, but they ended up, Team White managed to just barely get back into that game and managed to regain the lead. Pixacar looks for a pre-flip off the wall, looking for the air dribble, gets it over one. Memento with the follow-up, and Snub will hit the ball over the corner. Snub has been switching across all the three main cars throughout the entire night, currently playing on the Octane rather than the Fennec and Dominus. Krax will pass the ball to the backboard, over to Furlash, the Japanese master himself. Memento looking for a pass mid, and Pixacar will get a save at the final second. A lot of people talk about Pixacar's amazing mechanics on offense, but something that people have to commend are his last second saves. Sure, you could probably swing it down to he's 14, very young, tons of reflexes, but he really knows how to read this game and take possession. Looks like Furlash is just trying to fake the ball. And it looks like Pixacar actually looks for a 50-50 on his own teammate. But now with the minute left on the clock, Team White are still looking strong here, trying to face off against Flute Esports. Pixacar looks for the pre-flip. Snub looking to play third. But now it's going to be back over to Furlash. Furlash ends up bumping Pixacar, looks for a double off the ground, but sends it for the other team. Memento, last on defense, has to try and read this back wall here, and he beats Snub to the ball. Back to Memento, tries to recenter, couldn't get back to it, and now it's back over to Krax. Jakey's looking for a flick on target. It's going to be high and wide, and he's looking to try and get a pass right back out to the midfield line. 40 seconds left on the clock. It is technically possible to get back in this game, but with how Team White are playing, I don't know if any team in Havoc right now can try to beat them. However, we did say this last season, and they did get reverse swept by Team Cyan. And Team Cyan did get beat by both Flute Esports Black and Pink earlier tonight, so it's definitely possible for Flute Esports White to falter. But at this moment in time, at least, Team White are definitely looking like the stronger opposition here. Ball's going to get launched forward, over to Snub. Snub looking for the backboard. Maybe a follow-up here from Jakey's. Ball's going to get hit off the crossbar, and the ball, now it'll hit the ground, and that's going to be the end of game number 1, and Team White now 1 win away from solidifying themselves as the best team in Havoc once again. Personally love the Stormy maps. All the Stormy maps are probably my most favorite. I always play with weather effects on, you know, even in a tournament, because why let yourself get distracted by just a few little blotches on the screen? Snub trying to take possession, but Pixacar will get the beat on him. Now ball's back over to Krax. Krax has actually switched cars this time instead of Snub. Krax now playing on the Dominus, which in my opinion is probably the best car in the game. However, currently I'm doing a thing where every single time the new RLCS season starts, I play Fall Split on Octane, I do Dominus for Winter Split, and then Fennec for Spring Split, just so you're always improving, but at the same time you're not switching cars every single season. Ball's going to get launched down the field, over to Furlash. Furlash looks for a shot. It's going to be on target, but Snub gets a save at the last second. But Memento with the follow-up, and Team White this time later in the game, but they still managed to get the lead early on in game number 2. Snub, oh my goodness, that was such an amazing save, but no follow-up from his teammate means Memento has an empty net to shoot at. But this is what we like to see out of Team White. Team White are ready and raring to go. They are not going to falter this time. They're going to do their best to try and make it all the way to the grand finals and hopefully win this time rather than get reverse swept in a best of 7. Pixacar pops the ball up to the back wall. Over to Krax. Memento now trying to maintain possession. Looking for a 50-50's Memento. Managed to get Pixacar possession. Pixacar tries to hit the ball off the sidewall. Isn't able to do so. Furlash up for this ball. Tries to pass the ball mid. Isn't able to do so. Manages to do so for the other team at least. But his team does not manage to maintain possession until the other team gives it back. Snub. Over to Pixacar. Pixacar looks for a pinch mid. Team White still with the 1-0 lead. Team White trying to complete the sweep here so we can all go to bed happy here tonight. Memento trying to maintain possession, gets the 50-50. Ball's going to hit off the side wall. Over to Furlash. Furlash drops it down to Pixacar. Pixacar with the air dribble. Looks to fake it into a 50-50. Gets two people to bite. Memento takes possession, but he ends up trying to cut it across, and Pixacar actually dunks him. But Team White, still with the goal lead, are not too worried. Look at this fake from Furlash. Furlash taking possession again. Furlash trying to beat all three. Gets the bump. Furlash with the 1v3. And that's going to be a 2-0 lead now for Team White. Look at this here from Furlash with the fake challenge, doing their best to take possession. This is what we like to see out of all these teams playing tonight. 3 minutes left on the clock. But Furlash definitely stepping up as the Japanese pro that he is. Furlash, rank S in Japan. He's a very good player, teaming with Doomsy, as I said before. Hopefully we'll see him, if not at a LAN, hopefully we'll see him at a LAN by the end of the season. Looks like we got a message here in chat by Fahrenheit that those men had families, Furlash, indeed. And Furlash still went for the kill. Pixacar taking possession off the ceiling. Looking for the musty off the backboard. Follow from Memento. Memento couldn't get back to get possession. Now Jakey's will look to maintain possession. Furlash goes for the early challenge, and he gets it over all of them, and he demos the last man. Furlash is stepping up here. Furlash wants to go to bed, even though I believe it's not even that late for him. I believe actually it's only afternoon right now for Furlash, and yet he's still he just wants to get out of here. He wants to just show that we're the best team and do it as quickly as possible. However, if Team White does manage to win the game here, that will mean this is the first time that two people have been swept, that a team has been swept twice by the same team in tonight's tournament. Because even Flu Esports Black managed to take one game off of Flu Esports Pink earlier today. Ball almost gets launched on target by Jakey's, but Furlash with the follow-up puts the ball back left corner. Oh my goodness, Furlash is popping off this moment in time. Half the game left to go, 4-0, and Team White, even though it was close in the first series, they're looking dominant here in the second series. Oh my goodness. Jakey straight throwing the bread from Flex empty indeed. Ball's going to get hit across here from Pixacar, but if you guys do not know, Jakey's and his team, even though very solid, they're on their way. They're trying to improve to the best of their ability. Pixacar, Furlash, they are both very well known in the series. Furlash, of course, getting top 17 in the DreamHack Boost tournament, playing with myself and Benji. We only lost to, I believe, Dino, Aqua, and Forky in an OT. However, Pixacar was one of the main reasons why we were able to get up that far in the tournament. And then, of course, we know Furlash already. As I said, he's teaming with Doomsy for the next APAC North, or the first APAC North event. And he's always been a very good, solid player. But here we go, Cracks. Once again, adding a kickoff goal to his total. I believe that now is like 5, 6, 7 kickoff goals now for Cracks. Doesn't matter where he is, whether he's a support player or the one taking the kickoff. He somehow finds a way to get the kickoff goal every single time. Well, let's see if Flu Esports can get back here. Fahrenheit, for sure, Luke, these guys are good. We almost took a game off White, but they are still pretty much in control the entire time. Yeah, Flu Esports, sorry, Team Havoc, excuse me, everybody, let me restart. Team White from Havoc Esports definitely is a very solid team. They got the mechanics, they got the speed, they got the knowledge. They've been people who've been in Havoc for a long time, receiving coaching from Havoc. As you guys do not know, at least at this moment in time, people who are members of Havoc Esports and are on a team, they get free coaching from the Havoc Esports team. So you guys who want to know, you guys can join Havoc Esports and do an ! Discord. Sign up either for just to be a member, or form a team in the tournament, and you'll be able to receive the free coaching. But also, it doesn't matter what rank you are. If you are Bronze, if you are Diamond, if you are SSL, it doesn't matter what rank you are. We have 2 leagues, Champ 3 and below and Grand Champ 1 and above. So there's a league for everybody. If you guys want to improve, you guys want to get that coaching, you guys want to have a path to go to the professional scene, we are here for you guys. So remember, if you guys want to join, you can do !Discord or click the Discord panel down below, and you'll be able to join our Discord. And maybe we'll see you popping off and hitting some clips here on stream every Friday and Saturday. Looks like we got some Brazil hype in the chat from Fahrenheit as we have reached the Brazil territory. Of course, if you guys don't know, back in the winners final, Team White and Flu Esports Pink, they were 1-goal games. But even though Team White have had a massive break, they just keep going. and going, getting as many goals as they possibly can. 8-1 now with 1 minute left on the clock. Everybody wants to go to bed, Team White. So you can stop scoring. But congratulations here for Team White. Unless Flu Esports Pink managed to pull a miracle out of their hats, it looks like Team White are going to be your seed 1 going into split 1 of Havoc. They lost in the Season 5 Grand Finals in a reverse sweep to Team Cyan, but they are showing that they are here. They are going to win this season. That's their goal. They're not going to be lackluster in this. They're going to keep grinding. They're going to do their best, and hopefully we see them finally get to where they want to be in this league. Furlash into the air. Tries to get the 50-50 with 40 seconds left on the clock. We're going to see maybe we can get a 10-1 here, maybe from Team White, but Team White just looking strong in general. Snub looking for possession. We have not seen Snub really pop off in the series. The one reason why that Flu Esports Pink kept close in the previous series against Team White is that Snub was the one really popping off and getting all the goals. And we see a great save there from Snub, but it looks like this series is indeed over. Flu Esports in the Academy and Main League have showed off their teams and showed that they are people to be afraid of. However, Team White have showed Flu Esports that they are still the best team in Havoc, and they are going to be the ones trying to win this season. Here we go. Cracks looking for the follow-up. Going to be a follow-up here from Furlash. Furlash looking for the follow-up. 0 seconds left on the clock. Cracks looks for a pinch across, and there we go. The ball touches the ground.
Is it really dumb luck? Is that how you found love? I wanna find my own love. Yeah, why does life seem so short but so long at the same time? Feel like I hate it, feel like I love it, I cannot pick mine. It's out of my mind, it's out of my mind.